is go. I don't know if that made it on.
It did.
It is go time, everybody. Let me shut off the music and welcome everybody to what day is it? Wednesday. Wednesday night. This is a new thing for us. We are doing the Pathfinder Playtest, which I'm going to switch the screen. I'm going to let everybody see it. You'll see Fantasy Grounds up there in a moment. I just wanted everybody to see this is Pathfinder Playtest. And I'm just going to turn it over to our Dungeon Master, Mr. Gwydion. Take it away, sir.
Thanks, Rob. So we finished all of the sessions of Tales from the Yawning Portal last week. I tried to kill the party, didn't quite succeed, but we went through Tales from the Yawning Portal and finished with Tomb of Horrors. Had a blast, but Rob and I started talking and decided I've really been interested in the Pathfinder playtest. Never played Pathfinder before, but in fact, I think most of us on this stream tonight never played Pathfinder, but the playtest rules they seemed interesting to me. So we've decided to jump in. We're going to be doing session 0 of Doomsday Dawn, the Lost Star, and we're going to spend the first however long it takes, but we're going to show you guys that are on the stream and maybe watching later on YouTube how to create characters and just jump in and see what happens. So I guess before we kind of talk a little bit about the character creation, why don't we just real briefly introduce everybody's on the stream and we'll start left to right at the top with the icon. So we'll start with Splug.
Hey everybody, I'm David, and hey, I'm playing Splug, a cleric, and ready to play something besides 5e.
Cool.
Over and out.
All right, Joe.
Joe 81320, aka Joe Numbers, and I don't know what I'm playing. I know it's Pathfinder.
Awesome. Zell?
It's out of your comfort zone, Joe, isn't it? This is
nothing out of my comfort zone.
All right.
Hey there, guys. Zelakar here. I also don't know what I'm playing, though I imagine my go-to is Ranger, so I bet I wind up back there.
All right. Yeah, you can do that. Urash?
Urash54, and I am doing a POV stream, too, on my Twitch channel, but I'm looking for inspiration. I don't see it anywhere.
Oh, actually, there is something akin to that. I'll talk to that in a second. I'll let Rob introduce himself, and I'll talk about that.
All right, everybody. Rob Toohey. Although I've converted about a dozen modules for Smiteworks that are Pathfinder, I have actually never played the game. I don't know anything about it. And this is Pathfinder 2, so I know even less about that. I'm super excited. And yeah, let's do this.
All right, sounds good. And yeah, Urash, there is something called hero points. So when we get into the character sheets, you'll see that everyone starts with 1 hero point, but it's kind of similar to inspiration in that you can use it to stave off dying. So it's somewhat similar to the inspiration concept. So, all right, so let's, I'm just going to share just a couple things real quick to talk through, and then we'll just jump right into character creation. One, just as background, as many of you may know, but more for the stream, the way Pathfinder Playtest deals with character creation is they kind of call it ABCs. You have your ancestry, which is the same as race in 5e, your background. And tonight, that's about the only limitation. We'll use the backgrounds from Doomsday Dawn, but otherwise, I don't care. You guys can pick any ancestry, any class you want. But when we get to the background, we'll pull up Doomsday Dawn and we'll stay with those backgrounds. And then you get class, and you don't roll. So this is a little bit different. You don't roll for your stats or do a point buy. You get what are called boosts. So when I start sharing some of the information with you, whenever you have a boost, you get essentially +2 to whatever that ability is. And you get boosts from your race, your background, your class, and then you also get some free boosts. And each ancestry usually gives you 2 boosts and 1 flaw. And as you can imagine, the flaw will decrease 1 ability score by 2. Humans get a couple free boosts, but they don't get a flaw. So
is he saying boobs or boost?
Yeah, boost. Well, bustier, boost, both. Yes, boost. So, again, we've got a lot of done a lot of work to try to give you guys some options here. We'll link some of the rules later. I think all of you have your characters open. I think this will go 2 sessions. We'll have the character creation, jump into the module, and then I think we'll finish this part next week. And then after that, we can decide what we want to do. So with that, you guys all have your character sheets open. If everyone gets your character sheet up, and I'm going to pull up one myself. I've got Gwyd in here somewhere. And if you go to your main tab and click on, there's a button underneath your icons, and you can do a picture if you want, or you can wait. I guess wait until you decide what you're going to be. Click on the tracker button. And this is a little bit different, but this tracker window that just popped up for you, that's where we're going to be doing most of the character building. So I know you guys are used to like dropping stuff onto your character sheet. Most everything we're going to do is drop it into this top window of this new tracker that just opened up. So before we click on Ancestry, I'm going to share a couple things with you guys real quick. Here's one sheet. Now, what I'm sharing with you here is this is right out of the Pathfinder Playtest rule set, but I added a bunch of columns. So this just gives you a little idea if you're wondering what to play. You can look at the Ancestry's description, and you'll notice there's a column for hit points. And that's because you actually get hit points from your Ancestry and from your class. So you can kind of... Joe, did we lose people?
Take that, backgrounds from 5e. You get hit points now.
Just Zell?
I think Zell dropped off the
Okay. All right. I'm sure she'll be right back. But yeah, so exactly.
She's in the chat,
okay, good. So you get hit points, and this kind of also tells you what ability boost you'd get and what ability flaw you would get. So you can kind of look at this. And also, if you keep scrolling down in this, you'll see your classes. So this will just give you a little bit of an idea before you just jump in and decide what you want to pick. As you scroll down to classes, you'll see descriptions, again, hit points, what you're trained in. I didn't give all the special abilities, but I tried to give you some basic ideas on what your special abilities might be. So there's that. And also, I'm going to show you this next sheet. So this choose an ancestry sheet. If you click on any of these links, and like, for example, if you click on the dwarf link, it's going to open a PDF that is right out of the Pathfinder playset rule set of the dwarf, just the dwarf's information. So again, you guys don't have to look at any of that. If you know your race, then fine, jump right in. But I have this up there so that you guys can make some decisions on it. So if you want to start, click on that Ancestry button within your tracker window, and it's going to pull up the Ancestry choices. You'll also notice that there's half orc and half elf. One thing I would say about that is once you decide on your ancestry and you pull it on your character sheet, you typically get what's called an ancestry feat. So it's something specific to your ancestry, and it's going to give you some, special ability. If you choose a half elf or half orc, that is your ancestry, because essentially you're picking human, and then your half elf or half orc is really your choice of ancestry. So if you guys want to take take a few minutes, choose your ancestry. I'm going to put up a ready check. So just if you guys have questions as we go through this, ask me, but go ahead and look at your ancestries, and I'm going to put up a ready check. And when people are done, or take as long as you want, we can go on to the next step. I'm going to drag on elf to mine. So again, you can drag and drop it right on your character sheet, or sorry, on your tracker. And when you do that, you're going to see an ability score window pop up. And it tells you what you can choose for your ability boost. I will tell you, after we get done with all this, if you guys don't, if you're concerned about your stats, the stuff that's kind of a free option, you can always go back and change. So we can go through that.
So I have a question.
Yep, go for it.
Picked my ability boost, and then I noticed that in the tracker lower window, there's a big red thing that says add one additional language.
Yeah. Great segue. So anything that you're going to have to do with your individual character will pop up in that lower window on your ancestry. So if yours says add an additional language, you're going to be able to pick a language, and you don't have to do it right now if you don't want to, but you can pick a language later and actually add that. I think it's on your notes tab. So if you click down to your notes tab, you can add a language there when we get to that.
And then is there a list of languages, or do I just...
I'll pull them.
You-
I'll have to pull them up, see if I can grab that while let me make a note of things that I can do while you guys are doing your stuff. There should be a list, and I'll look for that in a second.
So again, which tab do we pull the ancestry onto?
So did you click on the tracker button? So do you have two windows, your main character sheet and then a tracker sheet next to it?
Oh, I do now, yes.
Okay. So just drag and drop it anywhere on that top window of the tracker. And you guys will also see, after you've dragged your ancestry, you should see in that lower red box, add one ancestry feat. Do you guys see that?
Yeah.
Okay. And so those of you that have picked you have got your ancestry, if you click on that button on your tracker that says ANC, that will pull up a feat window, and it's going to be sorted by your ancestry. So you can kind of click on each one, that little red, I don't even know what that is, but I'm used to a shield icon, but that little red and white icon that pops up in the feats, and you can look at each one.
Dragon flying, I think.
Is it? I
think it
maybe
is.
You're right.
Yeah.
Okay. But if you click on that, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you're fine, Rob. Go for it.
Oh, I didn't get that message, but is that because I'm human and I don't get a feat?
Yeah, because again, actually, that's interesting.
Humans do get a feat.
I thought they should.
They should in a way.
If you scroll
because
up,
what gives you the option to choose half elf or half orc.
If you scroll up or down in that lower window, Rob, do you see it? If you kind of scroll, maybe...
No, it says the only red message I have other than human added to Rob Tui is add one additional language, and it doesn't say add another feat.
Okay, give me a sec. Yeah, that's interesting, but it might be something, and I'm going to have to make some notes to talk to Trenlo about, but I think they do get a feat, to Dave's point. So, in fact, like he said, that's what gives you. So go ahead and click on the A and C button and make sure it's sorted to human and select one of those. And I'll report that to Trenlo that I think that should have popped up.
Okay, so I just looked at another race, and like gnome, the last thing listed is ancestry feats. Human doesn't have that listed.
Yeah, but
so I'm
going to look at my playtest while you guys are. Just give me 1 sec. I'm looking at my rule set.
Okay.
So as a goblin, my flaw was -2 wisdom, which is awesome. So my free boost want to negate that. Ugh.
Oh, that's right.
It hurt. That's okay. Accident anyway.
You know, Rob, you're
Yeah,
right.
you know,
I'm looking. You don't get...
every race has that except human.
Yeah, you're right. I looked at it again. I just hadn't looked at humans, but they don't have an ancestry feat at level 1.
Okay, so then I'm good.
Yep.
I don't get a feat. Boo.
So how do they get to choose between half orc or half elf? Is it just automatic for them?
I don't know if that's automatic or if they literally have to wait until they level up. I'll have to look at that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it wouldn't
Seems
make
odd.
sense because how are you a human and all of a sudden, poof, I'm a half orc at level 4 or whatever.
I agree. Especially because it does look like it gives you the option to be a half elf or half orc right away. So it's weird.
Well, I think it's just maybe just a freebie anyway without, just if you're going to play a half elf. Or
right.
half
It could
orc,
be.
so.
It could be. All right. Are you back? Zell lost internet altogether. So, okay. So she's going to be an elf. Let me grab her character and I'll do this as we...
We know she's going to be a ranger.
Well, she said elf, so I'm going to drag that. Well, crap. But yeah, you know what? I'll pick the boosts and she can change these later. So if she's going to be a ranger, wisdom, I guess, out of the 4 that pop up because she's already gets dex. Okay. All right. I think we got 3 out of 4. So, but we're good. Joe, you're still looking, right?
Oh,
Oh, there we go. Excellent. All right, so the next is background. And if everybody, if you haven't already, in your library, open the Doomsday Dawn player guide. So in the modules, that's one of the only ones you'll see that you can open up. But if you open the player guide and look at the backgrounds, there's, I think, about 6 backgrounds to choose from. And if you can all kind of look at those, and they do come with their own ability boosts as well. And usually one you can choose, like for Esoteric Scion, you get intelligence or wisdom, and then you usually get a free one as well. So take a look at all those and pick from one of those 6 and drag it on your sheet.
So we're not doing core, we're just doing Doomsday Dawn.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys really want to do core and somebody has your heart set on it, that's fine. You know, I don't want to be religious about it. I want to submit some feedback, but I'm totally cool either way.
I'll go Goblin Renegade.
Nice.
Such a badass.
Ready, check, Celestian.
Must be an extension.
Yeah, right?
It is an extent.
Let me grab Zell and do hers. What would she be?
She is trying. She is trying to fight her way back to get back with us.
I'm going to give her budding Osirenologist, because that gives her dex, and yeah, we'll do that. And then her free boost, we'll do, again, wisdom for now. She can change it. All right. All right, now you get 4, you can click on the free boosts, and you get 4 free boosts. So literally out of the 6 that pop up, you'll get +2 to any of these that you want to include.
Oh, snap.
Ready, check.
Yeah, and I'm not doing that to rush anyone. I just want to know when you guys are done, so I'm not waiting. But take all the time you guys want. This is you guys to get the class you want, or the player you want.
I really like this. I really fucking love this way you build a character. This is fun.
I love the way Trenlo did this. I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah.
And you can always scroll back down to see everything that was added. You can download it right off that character sheet. Or, I'm sorry, right off of that tracker. There's a download button in blue.
Maybe not for players.
Sorry?
I don't have a download button.
Oh, you don't? Okay, I can do all that, and that's interesting, because on the, yeah, it probably is just mine. You're right.
That's really, that's really cool. Plus, it forces you to do it in a good order.
Right. So I'm gonna, while others are still looking, which is fine, I'm gonna share a choose a class sheet. And again, you guys don't need to use any of this if you don't want, but each of these links will link to the actual pages of what the classes are. So if you guys want to kind of look at the actual Pathfinder playtest, and it's not the 300-page rulebook, it's just the 5 or so pages. And then I also called out, there have been 3 updates. There's a few things that I tried to call out that have been updated with each class, and that's what the 1.3 update is. So I see everyone's done. So yeah, I mean, look at any of these if you want more detail, or if you know what class you're going to get. I'll give Zell a Ranger for now. You can certainly just pick a class if you know what you want. It sucks when your internet goes down.
Yeah, it does. Okay, now it's giving me a lot of instructions here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, once you guys get your class on, there's gonna be a few things like feats that are class specific. And again, you can look in the window in the tracker and click on class, and it'll sort them for you. And you can pick 1 feat. And then once everybody kind of gets to a stopping point, I'll explain skills a little bit. But you should also have a certain number of skills depending on your ancestry and your class that you can add.
So it's telling me remove those features not selected from the class abilities section of the abilities tab. I have no idea what any of that means.
Okay, so if you go on your abilities tab, since you picked, did you pick a ranger or a wizard? Yeah. So what it's saying is you're going to have the ability to pick a arcane school. So all it's saying is he doesn't know what you're picking, so they all populate on your abilities tab.
Oh, and then just take off the ones that don't.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. Select one of the following from the wizard or arcane school. Yeah, okay, I know what I'm doing. What's up? I'm going to try some fantastic shit here.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting way to go about it, but you should be able to get your 1 stat at least to 18, unless you had your flaw. Like Dave, you probably couldn't get wisdom to 18, could you?
No, I'm fucked.
Damn it.
I'm 16.
It's all right, man.
That's okay. I can just make it 18 anyway.
Right.
Just change it.
Just change it. Just change it.
Sure, I'm eating drinking a slush from Sonic. Sorry about that.
Totally fine.
It's kind of funny. It worked out to where I'm 18s all the way down. So
wow,
it worked out good for playing golf.
Nice job, man.
Oh fuck! Okay, I got a complicated thing I gotta do. Refer to the arcane schools. I'm out.
You're out.
I quit.
Let me know if you have questions. I mean, I've tried to go through most of the classes, and the other thing I did. So don't worry about picking spells or any of that yet. If you're doing that, I also have some first level characters. I don't have all the classes, but I'll share those with you guys if you want to look at some of their actions tabs later, because I built out a little bit in some cases for them. So that might help. You guys still looking at feats right now?
I had a couple
I'm looking at
skills.
Yeah, we can talk a little bit. I mean, are you guys ready just to talk briefly about skills? I mean, we're not jumping ahead. So if you click on your skills tab, then there's more skills in PF2 than, well, at least maybe there aren't as many as I thought. But essentially, you can click on them, and I can also share with you another whole sheet. But if you're not trained in something, so if you're untrained, you get your level -4 is kind of your base proficiency. So like I've got Zell's character sheet up right now on acrobatics right now, untrained. She has a -3. Her dex bonus gives her a +4, but she has a -3 because it's her level, which is 1, -4. So -3 and +4. So she has a +1 right now in acrobatics. If you click on the proficiency tab to make it a T, then you automatically get your level actually. That's it.
So when it goes through and it says in my tracker thing, it says trained in 1 skill determined by your choice of deity.
Now that should be a special, like I might have to find the deities for you. And once you do that, I think you probably get an extra skill that's tied to that deity. So let me find that and see if I can share that with you. Because I think each deity might have a skill that's specific to them. So let me look for that. And Rob, did you have another question?
I've got many questions.
Okay, that's right. No, that's why.
It's telling me, like in 5e, it's easy because they just give you a chart. This is how many spells you get at this level. And here it's telling you, oh, the arcane skill, you get an extra level on the thing, and whichever you choose, and I'm fucking lost.
Okay, let me.
I'm looking for a chart of numbers, and there isn't one, so I don't know what to do.
Okay, let me look at the
There
deity
should be
question.
one in the PDF for you. There should be a spell matrix. Spells per day, that's what you're wondering? Every class that casts spells should have one.
Yeah, I'm looking it up too for him real quick. Oh, Rob, yeah, that's yeah, so did you pick Arcane? Is that what you picked? Rob? He's probably not pushing to talk. Uh-oh. Ah, crap, Rob dropped off. He's out, man. He rage quit already.
That doesn't seem right.
I'm just kidding. I'm sure he didn't. All right, let me get
He's already firing at 5e. I'm ready to go back to 5e already.
I don't like it.
I don't like it. Don't like it. All right, so I'll look up the deity while he's doing that.
DDs are on page 72 in the cleric section.
Just found that. Thank you.
Yep.
All right, Joe, I'm going to give me one sec. Probably easier to do this. All right, this should have worked. It's easier for me to throw it in Discord, so I'm going to throw this in Discord, Joe.
Okay. I downloaded the playtest handbook thing and looked at the deities, but there's no like extra thing that comes along with it. I don't see any skills for any of them actually.
Oh, you don't? Okay. See spell. Oh,
Yeah,
well,
I mean,
there is
it tells
skills.
me-
There actually is a skill on this table, so I'll post it for you.
Oh, there is. Okay, good.
Yep.
Maybe I'm looking at the wrong thing.
And I think Rob posted something, so I have to look at that. Or he texted me, I think. All right, there you go. Let me see what message Rob left real quick. Ah, crap, his Discord shut down. Man, and Zell is done. Zell can't get back on. No ETA for coming back. Holy crap. Holy meltdowns. Hopefully Rob will be back soon.
I say we put her on point.
Right?
Oh, for sure. All right, what else did I have for Zell since I was doing that? Let me give her some proficiencies.
And then after I does that, it says train me in a total of 3 skills. Those are ones I actually pick. If that's in big and red, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, so you can pick any of them that you want.
All right.
And some of them might already be selected, like something that came with your class or ancestry should already be in there.
Well, yeah, it did that already, but then in red it says train me in 3.
Yep.
A total of 3.
Perfect. So that should be in addition to what it's already done.
Gotcha. Okay.
What else would she want? Do we have a fighter? We've got Paladin. Is that right? Yeah, we got a Paladin, a Barbarian. Okay. So that's 1, 2. Gotcha. Get 6, 3, 4.
And then when you're ready, I've got a different question.
All right. Shoot. Yep, go for it.
So I need to add a paladin feat, and I've got the paladin feats list. I've got three to choose from. One of them says that I need to have champion power. Then I go to my abilities, and there, it kind of explains what champion powers are. But it says I need to spend a spell point to get access to the champion, to the lay on hands.
It sort of acts like channel divinity, basically. Champion points.
Okay, that one I'm not that familiar with, but.
And unfortunately, it doesn't list. You have to manually look for them through the spells, which kind of sucks. Well, actually, you can look on your in the paladin section. You can kind of look through the feats and stuff.
I've got a list. Okay, I'll take a look through it.
God, Rob can't get on Discord either, in his phone either. That's crazy. I don't know. Holy crap.
Working as intended.
Well, if we really lose both of them, I guess we can get through character creation and then figure it out. We at least get characters created. And if we need to punt, we'll punt. That's just weird. All right. Let's see. So yeah, Joe, I mean, some of these I'm going to have to... Oh, somebody just came on.
Holy shit. Did it come back?
Yes, it did.
Yeah. Okay, good.
All right, so we're just kind of getting through and, questions coming up on each class and their feats and what they get, what they don't get.
Okay. So yeah, I was, when I got kicked out, I was asking about spells.
Gotcha. Hey, hang on 1 second while I'm looking at something. And Joe, did you see in your class abilities tab, just like Dave said, champion powers are described. You get a pool of spell points based on your charisma modifier. So some of those abilities are listed on your abilities tab. Okay. All right, Rob. So what I was going to ask you is, or actually what I was going to do is, you took the arcane spellcasting. Is that right?
No, I took something other than that.
What did you?
I was going to not announce it, but I can if you need me to.
No. The only thing I was going to say is just so open up the spells shield on the right hand, just like you normally would. Open up the spells, and then you can sort by level and list. And this is where you're going to find out what spells you can get. Is your
okay. Spell. Okay, so then.
See, you don't have to announce it if you don't want.
I was watching the video, and when he did that on the video for the character creation, it was, those are some weird looking symbols. Had he populated that, or did it? Because it looked like it did it automatically for him.
I don't think it did it automatically for him. He might have cut
Okay,
through
so
that.
he must have. Yeah, he must have preset it or whatever.
And one thing, while and everybody can listen to this, but while you're looking at spells, Rob, you'll notice that if you look at a spell and under casting, you'll see somatic casting, verbal, and material. And spells can cast anywhere, can take anywhere between 1 and 3 actions. So like acid arrow, I pulled up and it says somatic casting and verbal casting. That means out of your 3 actions on your turn, 2 of the actions would have to be used to cast acid arrow. So depending on what is in that casting line, 1, 2, or 3.
Got it.
Okay.
So I'm a little confused now because. So I'll just tell it because it's going to be easier than to try to to hide it, and then it's going to be too much. So I picked necromancy.
Okay.
So now when I go to the arcane spell list, there's no choice for necromancy. Is it just giving me all of the arcane spells? And then I can't narrow it down.
Well, hold on. Are you asking for, like, how do you figure out your 1 first level necromancy spell that you can add?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
1 second.
Rob picks a wizard to try to fuck the whole day up.
Right.
Get to Ness and Discord disconnected. Camera, the internet, sun's up, bitches. Ben from Syrinsacpe is watching that. We're not. Are you using? Is there sounds for this?
There will be. I mean, for Doomsday Dawn, there's the. Once we get into it. So Rob, the one thing I need to look at is necromancy is going to be a trait. So I'm not sure if you can sort yet, because if you look, like if you pull up, I don't know what, I'll pick a spell. If I pick up Acid Splash, if you look at under traits, it says acid, cantrip, and then evocation. So what we need to find, and I can see if I can find it a different way, is you need to find spells that say necromancy, but I don't think that's been filtered for yet, if that makes sense.
So I can't.
So give me a second.
I have to look through each one.
Well, let me look.
Okay.
Let me look at something real quick. Yeah, like Rob, what I'm doing right now is I've got my PDF open and I'm searching for necromancy and basically looking in the spells and finding those with that trait.
So I found 1, and I think there is only 1.
What did you find?
Oh, there's 2.
There should be.
The chill touch and
yeah,
and disrupt undead.
Okay.
So I want to take. I only get 1, right? See, this is what confuses me, is I don't know how many spells I get. I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm just clicking on shit, going, do I get this? Can I have it?
Well, I mean.
So sorry, I'm looking at cantrips. So how many cantrips does a wizard get? I don't know.
Okay, so let's go to your actions tab.
Okay.
And let's click on at the bottom, add spell class, the little star, unless it's anything added for you. You already have your wizard. So you already have your wizard right there. So you can.
Okay.
So you can prepare up to, it looks like, let's click on the hourglass.
Yeah, I see. I can get 4 cantrips and 2 first level spells.
There you go. And pick your tradition. Yeah, okay, you got it. So you get 4 and 2, and then.
So since now, explain to me. I mean, I kind of only didn't really understand this in 5e either with wizards, but I can cast all manner of spells. It's just that if I cast a necromancy spell, I get some other special bonus or something, right?
I think necromancy is just giving you an extra spell out of that class as far as you taking that, and it'll be on your list of spells that you can cast. That's what that means.
Okay, yeah, I'm not sure I follow that, but so I can pick 4 cantrips. Only 2 of them are necromancy, so I can just take any 4 I want, really. Is that? I mean, am I confused?
Okay, so I'm looking at your wizard right now. So you start with a spell book. You get to choose 10 arcane cantrips and 8 first level arcane spells. So those are the ones that you're going to know. And then out of those, you can choose to prepare 4 cantrips and then 2 first level spells. So,
oh, shit. So I get 10 and 8 is what you're saying?
10 arcane cantrips and 8 first level spells. I'm just reading out of the wizard sheet in the, so yes, that's what you get. Now, remember, cantrips, you pick 4, you can cast those as many times as you want. Level 1 spells, if you only get 2, you can pick 1 spell to cast twice, or you can literally pick 2 different spells.
Gotcha. Okay. So, and I'm dragging these spells onto my actions tab where the wizard is. Is that how you do it?
Drag them onto the level. So if it's a cantrip, drag them literally on that little like grayish bar where it says level 0, prepared 0 of 4.
Okay. So yeah, now you can leave me.
No, it's fine. I mean, look, this is how
it's someone else's. I mean, I got a complicated deal apparently, so
all right.
I didn't pick.
And you know what I'm going to do while you're doing that? I'm going to free up a couple of characters. Like if anybody needs these, I'm going to release there's a cleric level 1 in the character selection. So I don't know if it'll help you, Dave. You probably already got yours, but you're welcome to grab that if it'll help you. I'm going to barbarian level 1, and it just might help you guys look at what's coded on them. Like Dave, I coded heal like 3 separate ways for the different ways you can cast heal. So if you want to look at that, you can look at that.
Thanks.
Sure. Of course, there's not a wizard. I don't think there was a wizard in the pre-gens. Sorcerer. There is a sorcerer, Rob. I don't know if that'll help you, but I just opened that one.
Fuck Rob. He can do it.
Yeah,
himself.
you're right.
These are
Screw
master
Rob.
effects.
Screw Rob. All right. Barbarian, I don't see paladin. There's a rogue. Probably wouldn't help anybody. All right. So
I'm gonna steal you if I can.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm looking at my actions tab, and I've got powers, and I've got 2 spell points, right?
Okay. And if you click on the hourglass, yeah, you can see a little more information.
Yep. Oh, there we go. So I need to pick my feat. And the feat that I picked, abilities. Oh, fuck it. So then I look at, it's a Defiant weapon, and I chose a Warhammer because that's the weapon that my deity does, right?
Okay.
And then if I click on there, it says if your deity's favorite weapon is uncommon, you gain access to it. If the weapon is simple, increase the damage die. How do I figure out what it is?
Okay, so if you go on the top, go into items, the shield on the top right of your screen.
Yep, I found Warhammer.
And okay,
I'm looking at type, subtype traits, and I don't see anything like uncommon or simple. Is it listed somewhere else? Maybe
it's like if you it does say like simple melee, like in the subcategories, like the big black line, it'll say like martial melee, simple melee, and then it'll say
in a different place. It does say it. Okay.
Yeah, so it's just like the subcategories is where it shows it.
So, Gwydion, if you're looking on the spell list and there's like S1 black, what is the black and red? What's the difference?
Red should be power. Well, no, they're not. Oh, you know what? Red does signify. I'm gonna have to look it up real quick, but I think red signifies like something that's, I want to say, uncommon or, God, there is a significance to that. Let me look at that real quick. Yeah, there is a significance to that, and it's escaping me now.
There's common spells and uncommon spells.
I think red is uncommon. I think that's the deal, but let me look at that.
And I don't. Yeah, how does that affect?
Uncommon spells are, from what I remember, pretty much stuff that you can only find scroll-wise and stuff like that, or in a book somewhere else.
Oh, so you wouldn't be able to pick that as a.
Yeah, you can't choose them. Yeah, only the
got it. Okay.
Only your common stuff you can choose.
And I think black is going to be the common and the.
Yeah, there's only in the wizard arcane spell list level 1. There's only one red one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the deal. I just can't find the reference right away. I've got a lot of pages flagged, but not all of them. Go ahead.
Back to Paladin champion powers. So I need to pick a champion power. And I want to do the lay on hands one so I can heal, right?
Okay.
So I look up in spells, lay on hands, and it's a level 1 power, and I'm supposed to drag that over to my powers, I assume, right?
Yeah, if you drag it over into that little grayish bar that says powers underneath, kind of your underneath the powers, I guess, section, there's another, but if you drag it and drop it there, it should populate.
And it says unable to determine class or level for new spell, please drop within a class level. In chat, that's what it comes when I try to.
I think that means in the actions tab.
Actions is somewhere else.
Yeah, and so what's the spell called? I'm going to try to look at it myself.
It's lay on hands.
Okay, so it's the power of lay on hands. Okay. Okay, so where I drag and dropped it for you, Joe, was on that little gray bar right above where it just populated.
Where it says level 1?
Yeah, just like right above that.
Okay.
So that's, yeah, it's kind of weird. And so now you'll see, and Rob, you'll see this too, but when you guys look at your spells, that little icon is showing you that lay on hands takes 1 action. So if there were 2 of those little red squares, it's showing you that it takes 1 somatic action to lay on hands is what that's showing you.
Oh, so one somatic and 1 verbal, so that's 2 actions.
So like for you, yes, exactly. If you see this, that's going to anything that has.
Oh.
So that's what helps you know. You know, can I do? And you can do 2 spells in one turn as long as you have the actions for it.
And so there would obviously be, by definition, there would be no spells with no actions.
Correct. There's some like Featherfall, like for you, you see how it's kind of empty inside and there's 2 little, I don't know, carrot looking things outside of it. Oh
yeah.
That's a reaction. That's what that means.
That's a reaction. Okay.
If it's completely blank, like some of the actions that I dropped on for you guys, like drop and delay in the basic actions, it's kind of all clear. I mean, you see the outline, that means it's a free action. But you won't see that for spells, of course.
Okay.
And guys, some of the coding, I mean, just keep in mind, and Rob, you'll know this, but the coding is parsed as best it can, but it's not going to be perfect. So you might have to, either we can do it kind of as we get in game, or you can spend a little bit of time to try to, it's pretty similar to 5e, at least as far as setting up healing and damage and things like that. So you can try to set up your own codes if it doesn't look like it's coded properly.
Not coded properly. Jackpot.
Yeah, right. All right, and I haven't even touched Zell's. I'm going to have to, I don't know, we'll have to figure that out. Her internet's down and they have no ETA on when it's going to come back.
Oh, yeah.
So what we might do is bring her in later. I might not worry because I want to help you guys and not worry about creating her character. I might just do that with her offline later. So we can just keep rolling. Okay, another thing, I know you guys are probably still all, but while you guys are doing your other stuff, if you look on your inventory tab when you have time, you should see under treasure 150 silver pieces. That's what you have as your starting equipment. It's not, or sorry, that's what you have to spend on your starting equipment. It's not like 5e where you get a certain number of things. You have 150 silver pieces and you can buy what you want out of the, by looking at the items and armor and weapons. Couple things I'll mention though that somebody might want to pay attention to is in order to like heal someone absent the cleric, you'll need a healer's tools. So to use like medicine checks that's really going to help somebody, you'll need healer's tools. If you can get shields dented, so if there's a paladin, you might want to take a repair kit because you need some of those kits to actually craft and repair items. And the same things if anybody wants to be kind of be able to detect or not detect, but disable traps, you'll need thieves' tools. So there's other items, but those are kind of 3 that might be important for you guys to at least think about.
Well, holy shit, the healer's tooth thing is a third of your money.
The healer's what?
Nice. The healer's kit is 50 silver pieces.
Holy crap, I didn't know that. Yeah, you're right.
I took one. I did see on the video that it doesn't do the math for you, but it does add, like when you drag stuff on your thing, it adds up how much you've spent. So that's cool.
And some things that are important for the skills and is some skills, and there's a lot of nuances with skills. Some things you can do if you're untrained. Some things you have to be trained in order to do them. So hang on one second. I'm going to show you guys something. So this is another one you might want to hot link. I just kind of shared with you guys some things I put together for playing the game. I already put the basic actions on your actions tab, but there are a couple things in here that might be helpful, like skills. This will show you, again, it'll open a PDF, but it'll show you, if you ever want to look up during the game, you're like, crap, what can I do? This will go right to the skills page, and you can kind of look at that. Areas of effect is helpful because sometimes it'll tell you, is it a burst? Is it an aura? And what the hell does aura mean or burst? So these are all links you can kind of look up later if you want, just to kind of help you with what things mean. So yeah, feel free to click on the items and look up your armor, weapons. There's a lot of different codes on things, like armor will have traits like noisy or clumsy. And as you can imagine, that's going to affect things like your dexterity checks and other things that use dex.
So just so you guys know, I picked the barbarian and I chose a feat that weapon familiarity. Yeah, why wouldn't I? And
Shocking.
I'm trained in the great axe, so I went into the great axe, the little magnifying glass, and switched it to trained, so that boosted my proficiency.
Yeah, when you guys start dragging on armor and proficiency, I'll show you where to do that, but you definitely want to make sure that you, on the various tabs, like your combat tab, you're going to have to toggle on proficiency. And one other thing while we're talking about armor and weapons, if anybody takes a shield, it's important to note that you don't gain any benefit from a shield until you actually use an action in combat to raise the shield.
Raise shields.
So it's not like 5e where, yeah, it's +2, I just get it. So in this one, you have to.
I got a 27 armor class, so we're ready to go.
Oh, hell yeah, man. Nice.
I think this might be a mistake, but the staff costs 0 gold pieces, 0 silver pieces.
Well, let's run with it for now, and I can always make a little note and report it. So let me put that in.
So a quick question. I picked studded armor because it didn't give me a minus to my movement. And it says I'm trained in that level of armor. How would I adjust that, if at all?
So if you
I'm
go...
not seeing anything about trained on the armor.
If you go in your combat tab, you'll see a lot of detail on armor class. And kind of right in the middle of that, there's a proficiency button right next to your -3.
Oh, okay. I see it.
It's not intuitive, but yeah, that's where you do it. And as you guys are looking around your character sheet, you're going to see in armor class, AC and TAC. AC is armor class, TAC is touch armor class. Some things you're just going to need to be able to touch them, and that might be like a splash attack, like maybe an acid splash or something. So sometimes you're going to have a touch attack. So that's the difference between the two. And Urash, if you get into a game and you're going to use an action to raise your shield, on either the main action tab on kind of the right of your sheet underneath your armor class, or on the combat tab, you can actually click on that little circle that says shield raised, and it'll increase your armor class while it's raised. Now, make sure in your inventory that you have the shield equipped, or it won't work. So you have to make sure that it's not just, on your character sheet. You got to make sure that it's actually equipped.
Gotcha. Yeah, and I've got a great axe, so I'm two-handed.
Okay. Sorry, I thought for some reason you had shield.
No worries. Yeah.
All right.
In Pathfinder, do wizards need like a focus or like a wand or that kind of thing?
Not that I recall. I mean, you need a hand free, but I don't recall I don't remember if there's like a component pouch concept, but I think there's something similar.
I'll see if I can scrounge up something. Because, in 5e, it's easy because they tell you, here's the basic build for the class, these items, and take this pack and everything. And now if you have to decide, I'm like, well, what do I need? I don't know.
It's almost like somebody could do an extension or something. There's something called a material component pouch, Rob, and I think that's where, if you look under items, I think that's basically what you would use.
Okay.
So for Rage and the Barbarian, do I need to drag that into my basic action somehow?
I would create a separate, just kind of like we do in 5e. I would create like a separate powers and just call it. I mean, as long as, is there a code for it? I think there is. Or is there? Let me see. Or not a code, but is there a feat for it? I think it's just an ability. So there probably isn't anything for that. That's probably something that we're going to have to keep track of for now. And, maybe the next session, I can figure out how to code that. But I think for now it's a feature, so I don't think there's any specific code for that yet.
All right.
And while you're thinking about it, though, Urash, one thing to keep in mind is we do have modifiers just like we have in 5e. So you can always, in the modifier tab, or you should be able to do a AC:2. You should be able to code it kind of like 5e. But we can always kind of do a -2 or +2 when we're attacking you. We can remember that.
All right.
So I've got another question now.
Excellent.
Even though are we kind of done with the tracker character builder?
Should be. I mean, you can always go back to it. If you close it, you can always click on it.
Right. So I just clicked on the ancestry button, and that's where it did populate. It says level 1 human traits, and it lists traits there. So what the fuck?
Like well, I mean, it's going to populate there, but if it doesn't say add one, well, I don't know. I don't. You know what? I don't. If you want to add one, it's not going to break the game. Let's have fun. And if you want to add a trait, I can look it up later and see whether or not we're supposed to. But I didn't see it, to your point, in the human.
Because one of the trait is half elf, one of the trait is half orc.
Right. Sorry, I'm looking at the human right now. Yeah, it does say human, and just like Dave said, I mean, it does say at first level you gain 1 ancestry feat, and that would make sense to his point that if you want to be a half elf or a half orc,
Okay, so So that must be a mistake in the module then, because they don't have it as listed under the human in the available links, right?
Duly noted. I will put it in my notes to Trenlo.
And it did not tell me to pick one. So the reason, and it also didn't tell me to go pick my wizard ancestry feat as well, which is why I went looking for it. But it didn't tell me to do that.
Gotcha. Sorry, I'm typing. I'm listening. I'm just typing. Playtest.
Playtest. All right, so let's see.
All right, how's equipment going? Pretty good? Getting there?
I got 2 silver pieces left.
Excellent. You must have done a good job then.
Ooh, widen spell and reach spell. These look interesting.
Yeah, one of the things that's interesting about the barbarian is if he's raging, he has dark vision. That's awesome.
That is cool.
I don't think the half orc gets dark vision, so. I'm looking in the PDF.
It's the same rule for like copper to silver, the same thing as fighting. 10 to 10 or what? 10 to 1.
I think that's right. I did look that up at one point. I'm pretty sure that's the case.
Silver is the main staple
Right.
for the economy now. So
Gotcha.
So Rob and anybody else that's interested, I did put a list of the languages in the Discord chat. It's just a PDF link. So if anybody needs to add languages, then you can look at them from there. I know that was a long time ago, Rob, but I didn't forget.
Oh, snap. Reach spell. All my touch spells become a range of 30 feet. Yeah. You
I can spend all 3 actions and cast a 30-foot area of effect heal at level 1.
And it's coded.
Nice.
Oh.
Yeah, that's nice. That's really cool. So guys, one thing while everybody's still working on the main tab of your character sheet, this is through a Hero Points extension, but I added next to your name, there's a resonance. It's just a note. But what this does is this is somewhat of the magical currency in Pathfinder 2. If you have any kind of magical potions, it usually takes a resonance point to drink them. If you are wearing magical armor, it takes a resonance point in the morning, kind of as part of your daily prep to invest in them. And it's their way of trying to limit kind of what they used to call, I guess, the healing stick, where people would buy like a wand of cure light wounds and just boom, 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 everybody's healed.
Or high level characters would buy 20 of them at a time.
Right. That's exactly what I've read. So it should, your resonance should be equal to your level plus your charisma modifier, I believe. I'll look that up again. So yeah, it's your level plus your charisma modifier. So you should have at least 1, but it doesn't say a minimum of anything. So I guess you could have 0 in theory. So you guys can plug that in, and then once if you ever have to use one during the game, you can double click on that, and it'll take one away.
So we add one? Sorry, I missed that.
Yeah, it's your level plus your charisma modifier. So it should be 1. If anybody's got an 8 charisma.
So you get 3, I think, right?
Yeah.
I only get 1. But I have relentless endurance. Oh, wait.
Is arcane focus? It says so in my, wizard of advancement class features. Arcane focus. Is that a piece of equipment or is that a thing?
Where are you? Sorry, is it? Oh, hold on, I see
Just
it.
in the. Oh, I see here. No, it's a treat. You can place some of your magical power into an item called an arcane focus. I guess it's not an equipment thing. It's just you have it. I got you.
Got it. So again, for anybody that hasn't looked at it, if you're adding your armor to yourself, don't forget on your combat tab, if you look at your AC line and kind of follow that all the way across to the right, make sure you toggle proficiency to T for trained, or it will not give you your proficiency bonus.
Did you say that the resonance is the same as hero points?
No, resonance is basically like a magical currency. It's used for things like literally.
I heard your explanation. I'm just saying, what is that number now?
It's your
0?
level plus your charisma modifier.
Oh, okay. So yeah, 1.
I guess if you have an 8 charisma, I guess in theory at level 1 it can be 0. I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
They're talking. I think they're going to substantially revise this before the playtest is over, but they want, they're trying to get people to test all this and break it and find out what works and what doesn't.
So if I have that weapon is my favored deity weapon is a warhammer, right? Am I trained in that? It just says I have it. It's available to me.
You should be trained. I'll look it up, but you have to be trained in it. I mean, wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, it just doesn't use the word trained, so I didn't want to just assume, I guess.
Yeah.
And then do you know how to, one of these feats that I've got says I gain a +2 circumstance bonus for fortitude or reflex whenever someone tries to push or shove me. So I'm assuming that's not a code thing. Let's just leave that as, hey, if I try to just remember if I get shoved, I gotta.
Exactly. Yeah, we'll just have to. I mean, you can probably code it, but we would probably have it as a, kind of an effect that would come off, just as to one action. But we can just do it in the modifier for now.
Yeah. Okay.
So does it make sense that I have 2 trained skills and nothing else, or 3? I mean.
You could, as a wizard, if you look back on your kind of tracker, it may show that I think you probably don't get very many. Well, it says train Robin a total of 8 skills.
What?
So if you haven't, the ones that you have were already given to you because of your class or your race. So you should be able to literally find 8 skills and mark them as trained.
Okay, so 5 more I can do. All right.
Well, hold on. Do 5, but I think you can do 8 more. But let me look.
So it gave me 3. So I should, based on 8 minus 3 is 5. Is what I was doing.
That's higher math for me. No, but I think literally, I think Trenlo did that because you're supposed to select 5. That it already gave you the one. Or sorry, that you're supposed to select 8. I think it gave you the ones that you just get. And then I think you select 8 more, but I'll look at it real quick.
So where can I find that? Where's the verbiage of what you're reading to tell you how to do that? Where's that?
When I look in tracker and scroll down, when I put my skill, it says it says trained in 1 determined by deity. And that's in big and red. And then above that, after it gave me my silver, it says train me in 3 more, essentially.
Okay.
Oh, it does say train Rob Tui and a total of 8 skills. That's it. I just missed it.
Yeah, and sorry, Rob. I also opened up the choose a class again, and I was trying to drag the wizard to you, but I think.
Okay, I see it now. Train Rob Tui and a total of 8 skills, so I can get 5 more. All right. Yeah, let's do shit. I don't know what any of these are.
AC. I know AC. What's TAC?
Touch armor class.
Oh, thanks.
So yeah, things like acid splash or something that you just have to touch them.
Quid, maybe you know what this means. So the champion power that I had, cast lay on hands in a simple motion without any complicated gestures. The somatic spellcasting action for lay on hand loses the manipulate trait.
Manipulate trait can sometimes cause opportunity attacks or reactions. So there are certain traits that, can cause that. But while I'm on that topic, just so everybody knows, most classes do not get attacks of opportunity. Fighters do. And paladins get, I think what's called, if you take it, retributive strike, I think it is. But in general, you don't get an opportunity attack unless your class gives it to you.
Okay, that I know of, I'm done.
Okay. I'll start putting a check in as I'm looking at some other things. See what else we may want to look at. Talked about raising a shield. Did you, you probably don't have any armor, right, Rob?
No, I don't have any armor. And I mean, I'm done other than, like, should we consider all aspects of role-playing? Like, do we need to buy water skin and rations and this kind of stuff?
I would. I mean, it doesn't have to be here. I mean, I'm not gonna,
no! All right,
but,
I didn't like your attitude. I don't want to die.
Nice.
Right.
But the other thing too, Rob, is make sure that you decide which of your spells you want prepared.
Oh, right. Thank you.
Yeah, that's right.
I am gonna do that, and it should tell me here 4 and 2, I think.
And just get to the prep. I mean, you know how to do that. Get to preparation tab and just like normal.
Yeah,
and the one thing you'll see as a wizard, you're gonna see like 4 slots. You're like, what the hell? So for cantrips, it won't matter. You're just gonna select anything once because you can cast it any time. But once you get to level 1, you could select mage armor twice if you want. You know what I mean? Because you have to select the individual spells.
Yeah, it has it has the opportunity to select one spell twice here. It does let me do that.
That's what I'm saying is that you can do that. Otherwise, you can say, oh, I'm only going to cast mage armor one time. Or, you can select 1 mage armor, 1 burning hands, or 2 burning hands. Because, again, you can only use them if you've got them prepared multiple times.
Okay.
I think there's some optional stuff, too, where you can kind of use your spells like 5e also.
I know for...
spellcasting.
I know maybe there's some optional things. I know for like sorcerers, they do have traditional spell slots, so you can use whatever ones you want.
Yeah, but Pathfinder, they want you to, if you're going to cast heal 3 times a day, we want you to memorize 3 of those spells.
Yep.
That's pretty much how Pathfinder does it.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
More of a traditional D&D, 2nd edition, 1st edition type of, or classic type of memorization.
Cool.
Shield is a cantrip. Boo.
So, Gwydion, just so you know, Rage has a bunch of stuff that's different from 5e, so I probably wouldn't be able to code that.
It's okay. I'll try to look at this before, depending on how, before the next session, maybe there's some things I can do, but if not, we'll plow through it. Some of the stuff is weird on ammo, like it's going to show ammo in your weapons, but you don't need to worry about that. It's built into your crossbow or your arrows. You do want to put the number of ammo like you do in 5e, but like Rob, when you see bolts, you can delete that. You don't need to have the bolts as a specific weapon. At least as far as I know, you don't need to.
Oh, there's no ammo tracking?
I'm sorry. What I'm saying is, like, if you look on your weapons in your actions tab, you don't need to have bolts listed as an individual weapon itself. You know what I mean?
Oh,
to
gotcha.
make it, that's all. I mean, yeah, you want to put 10 in the ammo tracker, yes. And the other thing, if you guys look, if you have your weapons, if you look at the attacks, so again, you have 3 actions. So you could attack 3 times in 1 round. in most cases, you're going to get a -5 and then a -10 penalty for your second and third attacks, unless it's an agile weapon, and then it's -4 and -8. Well, we can go through all that later, but that's when you see 3 different rolls for attacks, that's why you see them. And if for all your weapons, make sure you open your hourglass and make sure you mark proficiency, because if you haven't marked proficiency, it's not giving it to you. So like for your heavy crossbow, Rob, you're showing -2, and it should show some plus.
Got it.
I don't see where it tells me how many spells I get. I have 2 spell points.
Yeah, you don't get spells as a paladin. You get spell
You don't.
points.
Okay, it's just that power thing that you get. Okay, gotcha.
Yep, exactly. Yep. Yeah, and they'll show up in the feat section as well. You have to kind of read through them and figure out which ones are going to be your powers and stuff.
So besides rations and water skins, what am I missing that people need? I don't think in my whole history of, maybe in first edition I did it when I was 15 years old, but I don't think I've ever purchased I've just always taken whatever the class tells you to take.
You probably need a Python. I'm just kidding.
A Python?
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, I don't know anything else specific that you'll need. I mean, yeah.
Okay. I'm good with. I'm gonna be a minimalist wizard. Oh, I'm switching to monk. Just kidding.
Excellent. Now, Dave, do you have your equipment? I don't see any equipment for you. Do you have any?
No, I've changed deities a couple times, so I'm kind of.
Oh, you're good. Oh, you're totally good. I just want to make sure. Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing I have left to do is add my equipment.
Yeah.
I'm actually
totally fine.
To do that now. So.
No, we're good. No, I think once if we feel like we're pretty well done, we'll take maybe a quick 10-minute, get a quick break. Then I'll kind of get the adventure set up, and I think we're pretty. We'll maybe go through a couple other things, but I think we're about ready to jump in, which is about what I was hoping for. This is not too bad for the first time for all of us. Just over an hour and 20.
There's definitely more to making a character than 5e, but then again, there's a lot more variety in Pathfinder than there is, in 5e. So
yeah. So
you get to start with 18s and
I know.
Unless you're playing a fucking goblin with a wisdom stat, then it's all right. You guys can protect me.
Did anybody take a shield or no?
Yeah.
Okay. So Joe, one thing you probably read, but so a shield will protect you, but like if you raise your shield, but then as a reaction, you can also do a shield block. And if somebody, let's just say, hits you for 5 points of damage, and your shield essentially can absorb 2, it will absorb 2. You'll take 3 points of damage, and then your shield becomes dented. So it becomes dented if it takes damage more than its hardness value.
You're a stud. Listen to you remembering all this. I'm impressed.
Oh, geez. I don't know, man. I've been trying because I knew I had some really good players. And I'm like, God, I can't be an idiot totally. So anyway, that's just something to think about. I'm going to give myself an extra hero point to play as the DM against you guys.
I think you should.
All right.
You should give yourself a hero point for every single player in the game. Sort of like Benny's and Savage.
I like that. Oh. So anyway, Joe, that's how that works. And if you get, usually with a equipment or like a shield, if you dent it more than once, so like after the second dent, it becomes broken, and that's where you'd need a repair kit to as part of your like daily preparations to repair it.
So repair is actually viable now.
That's what I've heard. I mean, like I've never really played in a game where that, but it sounds like it's something that's pretty cool.
Wait till you start finding runes and crafting items with different materials and hardnesses, and that's awesome, man.
That sounds cool.
How do you tell how hard it is?
Oh, Rob, come on. Where's the joke?
You just feel it. You just grab it. Yeah, you just grab it, bud.
Oh my God.
See, my comedy is I do a quick 2 or 3 word phrase to snap at that. Dave will give you the here's how it is. You got to take it down and move it over here, and then.
Glaive
and Flavin.
Yeah, Joe, I thought
He's got a peachy folder in his backpack to cover that.
I thought it said in it, Joe, but I'll take a quick look. I think shields are normally 2. Heavy steel shield, I'll have to look, but I thought normally it did show, but it doesn't show in the in that description.
Yeah, I think all the AC, the maximum is 2.
Okay.
Because I remember that. So the heavy steel shield would be 2.
Okay, cool.
I'm sorry. What is the second level XP? Thank you.
Nice. They're all the same, which is 1,000,
it's
right?
all 1,000. Yeah, 1,000 per level.
That's it.
So that's it. Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah, I like that. Every 1,000, you just get another level.
I kind of like it too. It seems pretty cool and simple. And
yeah. So second level is going to be a bitch because we're going to be killing like 3 XP orcs divided by 5 and shit. You know.
Right? Nice.
I don't know if it's actually. I don't even think it's divided anymore. I think it's just 1,000. Bam, done.
I think that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. I've pretty much read the entire book.
I'm close, but not. I mean, I've gone through a lot.
Except, yeah, I haven't read every single spell. You know, I haven't read every single spell. And I haven't read every single magic item. But the mechanics, I've pretty much read. But I mean, I need to read it again because it's been a month since I've read it. So
cool. No, I mean, and the some of the errata has really changed some things.
Erotica.
Yeah. Especially the death and dying. That's the main thing that's been revamped a couple times.
So the playtest rules don't seem to have a reference manual or anything that isn't just the list of the things that you need. Like there's no thing to look that up. Like how many, what are the conditions? What is the XP? It's not there.
Well, I mean, you just have to look for it or search in the manual. Like if, it's, there's
no, but I mean, in Fantasy Grounds, there's no.
Oh, sorry. Right. No, not yet.
Fantasy Grounds doesn't have that shit.
No, not yet, because I mean, he just started working on this. So every week he's adding more and more, and you'll notice.
Oh, gotcha. So this isn't actually.
This is a work in progress.
No.
Oh yeah, everything's not even added yet. But yeah, it's every week though. He's getting more. Like at first, I believe the barbarian was in there, and then there was like up to level 5 for the rest of the classes.
Exactly.
But now everything is done for the classes. I think all of the spells are done. So yeah.
Yeah, and guys, I've for the options, I've tried to leave on all rolls. You guys should see most everything, because given not everything's automated, I want everyone to be able to look at, well, did that hit? What was the bonus? I don't want to mess around with hidden. We might have some hidden checks certainly, but other than that, it'll be pretty open so you guys can see it. And Rob, hopefully you hot linked that playing the game that I shared, because that does have the rule book and conditions. And I tried to split up.
Okay.
I tried to split up a couple of things. I mean, I have the whole rule book in there, but I mean, I tried to split up things that were more important, like action skills are important, because those are a little bit different. But we'll go through all this. We don't need to go through all that in advance. We'll just start playing as stuff comes up. We'll address it.
416-page rulebook, Jesus.
I know, that's why I put that in there, and then I have the latest update, which was from last Monday. That's listed there too.
Okay.
Yeah, they were saying in the stream that the core book can possibly go up to 600 pages at release.
Wow.
Because there's a lot more stuff that they haven't added in, like
I'm sure
combat chasing vehicles, stuff like that. Oh yeah, they're gonna have it all.
Yeah, and you guys can see it has range, it has the melee. I mean, most of that is in here, and you'll see sometime T. I think it'll say touch or a T for touch attack, but nobody picked a goblin or not goblin. I'm sorry, alchemist. So we don't have a lot of that stuff, but there's a lot of touch attacks with like alchemy.
So I did notice when I used my ranged attack. Let me see if it ticks off an ammo.
I don't know if it does. I haven't tried.
It didn't. Yeah.
I was gonna say this is the first time, I've jumped into play, so it may not.
It didn't. Yeah.
I wonder if you have to have a target for that though.
You might. I don't know. We can look. I don't know.
Target Rob.
Yeah, really.
Well, that's nice. So at least When you add
Yeah.
your armor, it actually adds the
Didn't-
armor modifier in there for
didn't
you.
pick
That's
it up.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not. It just hasn't been automated yet. What kind of bullshit?
Yes, sir.
Tremolo, mother-
But Dave, you still have to put your proficiency for armor, though. You probably know that, but it doesn't automatically add the armor proficiency.
Yeah. Yeah, I just put 35 in there. I just fill in the numbers. I don't care.
Nice round number.
I'm having fun.
Can't hit me,
Yeah.
bitch.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
I'll make it just like 5e. I mean,
What? Damn.
is my mic hot?
What?
Is my mic hot?
Hot mic.
And there is,
Got a hot fix on it.
while everybody's looking, if you look at your plus minus button in the top right, there are some things, if we ever need to use them, there's touch attacks, there's cover, taking cover, and I'll go through that during the game. We don't have to go through all of this right now. Flat-footed essentially is, there's a lot of conditions that make you flat-footed, and when you are flat-footed, you get a -2 against AC. So it's +2 to hit, basically, if you're flat-footed. Rogues get that as kind of a surprise. There's not really a surprise round per se. And that's something that's going to be interesting that I'll go through with you guys. But when you roll initiative, I'll explain before you guys just go roll initiative, because it's not always the same thing. In most cases, it's going to be your perception.
I love this DM.
Nice.
Where were the things you were just flat-footed and all that? Where
So
was that?
just the modifier plus minus in the top right of Fantasy Grounds. You know the modifier buttons at the very top.
Okay, gotcha.
That's all.
Okay, thank you. I was like on the character sheet. I can't find what he's talking about. I can't find it.
So
Okay.
So anyway, we'll just cover those as we need to. And then I did build a few effects. I hid some that I didn't want you to see. I built a couple effects, but again, we won't worry about those.
So you said we get to start
Nice.
with 550 silver pieces? Is that what you said?
Right. 150, 550, it's
My bad.
Accelerated.
poor Rob's he's already down, man. Poor guy. He's already five points down.
Oh yeah. Whenever
What happened?
Ragnar Lothbrok II
Wow.
attacks, he always hits.
Urash, you did damage to me, you motherfucker.
Why wouldn't I? Every time I swing, I do damage.
Mr. DM,
Yes, sir.
where is the Adventurers pack that breaks up automatically for me?
Oh, I know.
We're playing the wrong game. My bad. Sorry.
That stupid game, Dave. God damn.
Fucking game. No, I love
Fucking-
that game. Don't get me wrong.
One of the things I love about Pathfinder is in your reactions, you can breathe deep and then mount.
Wow.
That's right, in the action.
Wow.
You
That's
seem
one of
pretty
our actions.
excited about that.
Holy shit.
Oh yeah. Why wouldn't I?
Yeah, healer's tools, they give you like crafting stuff, healer stuff, they give you a +1. And then you can get like different advanced packs too, but they're not in the book, but the DM would have to give them to us. Thanks, by the way, Gwed, for that.
Sure.
I'll take that crafting kit. My 2,000-pound forge that I'm going to be fucking dragging around in my backpack.
Just like 5 characters. Heave! Oh! Heave! Just across the fucking desert. All right, we're in the middle of the desert. Let's build some shit. Nice, I like
But I'm not dead yet.
it. My practice rolls are all 1s.
All right, I'm going to throw a ready check up, but once everybody's ready, we'll take a 10-minute break, but for now.
So I will say, Rob rolls 1s on his practice, and Joe rolls 20s, and then it flips.
That's how we do.
In the real game.
Yeah, I
Nice.
suck at rolling.
I can't
Oh,
wait
sweet.
to see some of Joel's rolls. He's got this disease. It's so funny.
We got to change that. We got to get a little, put the pads on them and clear.
Only when I DM do I roll.
Oh, the old, I'm a goblin. I can get some goblin jumper cables. There we go.
There you go.
That's right.
Did you
Oh.
get a
Hook them up with the grappling hook, and you can jumper them.
Did you get a dog slicer?
No,
I didn't.
I wanted to go with. I wanted to do that, but I also want my deity's weapon, so I've decided to go with Syrinsacpe and I'm going with Scimitar. So because that's pretty much the only healing domain that I could go. So
Gotcha.
But I was gonna go with Gosra Trident, but I didn't want fire spells. I figured fucking Rob's gonna be murder hoboing it up with fucking fireballs at level 1. So I'm like, I'm just gonna hang back and heal.
Nice. All right. Well, everyone check. So if we're good, I mean, that's actually perfect timing. It's right at kind of the halfway mark for the night. If you guys want to take 10, be back in 10, I'll kind of get some stuff set up and we'll dive into the adventure.
All right.
Excellent.
Thanks, guys. That was good. All right. Be back in a few.
For these pictures. I think they would go up here. Like.
Oh, here, let me turn off because I'm still.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
But this would look cool. So like 1, 2, and then 3. I think those would look good up here.
To make it per day.
Is that pretty or per day?
Per day.
What's per day? Purdy? What?
Oh, he's listening to me on stream. I'm making a slide for this game, and he's listening to me on stream.
What'd you think? Well, I mean, I know we got 5 more minutes. What'd you think of character creation for a first level? I know it was a lot, but not too bad.
It went pretty smooth. Yeah, I think we were prepped a little bit, but you walked us through pretty well.
Okay, I was just curious.
I
what you guys-
intentionally didn't look at much of anything when it came to character creation,
Good.
just to kind of get the feel of it. But I think it went fairly smooth. Understanding some of the stuff, I think could have been a little clearer, but I didn't.
Yeah.
You know, I think I missed a couple of things reading through, or maybe I thought it should be there, but it wasn't because it shouldn't have been. So
No, that's fair. Cool. Do you have folks that are interested watching, Rob, or I don't have your stream up? Oh, maybe he stepped away.
What's SBA stand for?
So
Is
there's
that-
basic actions, and then there's
All business
specialty
associated.
basic actions. Usually the specialty basic actions have some prerequisite, like raise a shield. Obviously, you can't do it unless you have a shield. So it's just things like that.
Gotcha.
35 people. Good.
Nice. That's good.
Oh, I need to pull your stream up. Sorry. Rob's getting close to 2,000 followers.
Very nice. $215 away. The Volume Master lets you watch Twitch ads and turn off the volume. It's nice. Nice.
And this one and this one. And this one.
What are you saying?
Talking to himself.
Yeah, I'm making this slide, so I'm just talking to myself on the stream.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, are we? Am I supposed to be checking? Oh, fuck. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm making a slide. I'm ready.
Oh, you're good.
I don't know if it's. Oh, we got a minute. Okay.
All right. I think everybody's back, so we can wait for when your stream's ready, Rob, and we can get rolling.
Okay, we can get a move on.
All right, excellent. So that worked out pretty well. I think it was good timing. I was hoping it would be right about the halfway mark that we'd finish with our characters. So hopefully Zell can play next week. I'll follow up with her. But why don't we, and I know we went through this already, but maybe real quickly, since everybody's now made their character, why don't we start with some real quick introduction to your character now, and just whatever you want to say about it. Splug, we'll start with you.
Well, my name is Splug. I'm a goblin cleric. And I was in this world called the Forgotten Realms about a year ago, and I was with all I remember, these idiotic bugbears. I was just surrounded by that filth. But now somehow I fell asleep and ended up in this world that we call Galarian now. I kind of have different spells, different weapons. Hell, I used to worship Thor. Now I worship some chick named Syrinsacpe. But anyways, I'm here to heal, and thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye. I'm over and out.
Awesome. Benz?
Next.
Benz?
Hades.
Oh, I forgot I have the wrong avatar as well. I look like a goblin now. I did look like Chunk from the Goonies, or Sloth, I'm sorry.
Not sure which one
Elephant
you
Man.
look like. Yeah. Ben's is dwarf paladin, which I think looking through after this might have been a mistake, but nonetheless, that's where I'm at. It's pretty heavily armored, armor shield, and a bit of a healer. So hopefully, I don't die.
You're not a bugbear, correct?
A dwarf, not a bugbear.
That's good.
Excellent. Ragnar?
Ragnar the Second, aka Ragnar Lothbrok's son, and with the orc mother. But anyway, he is a half-orc barbarian, and he is gonna bring some great axe action and his rage. He can sprint.
Now I remember those bugbears were barbarians and they were eating all of my magical spells. Hopefully you will not do the same.
Well, I'll probably use up a bunch of your healing spells, but
Oh, boy.
that's what I do because I'm getting cut up. But I like the scars.
All right.
That's all from the barbarian.
All right. Kren?
The recently named Kren, as of 3 seconds ago, is played by Rob Tui, is a human esoteric scion wizard who has a shit armor class of 8 and will be hiding behind Splug and throwing fireballs over Splug's shoulders at all enemies, given whenever I can get fireball because I'm only first level. At the end. Thank you.
I cast Forbidden Ward on my newly named friend Kren.
Squishy.
Nice. All right. Well, let's get rolling. So,
Oh, we do have a ranger in our party too.
Oh,
Can
that's
you
right.
Introduce her.
well, I mean, she's not yet. I'm gonna create that with her offline. So we're just gonna roll with these
okay.
4, and yeah, I didn't want to try to do that while I was helping everybody. So, but yeah, we'll bring her in next time. We'll find a way to roll her in.
And I have a total of 17 silver left.
Nice.
You're rich. I got nothing.
18, sorry. 18 silver.
All right, so we're gonna dive right in. There's a little bit of a backstory, but so this chapter of Doomsday Dawn takes place in the year 4707, which for anybody listening to the stream, I guess that's 11 years prior to Golarian's present, and you guys are in the Varisian city of Magnamar, just before the events of I guess burnt offerings for those of you that know the lore of Pathfinder. So
that would be Rise of the Rune Lords.
Yes,
right?
That's right. You got look at you. You got it. All right. So you guys are in Magnamar, and Kren, you're kind of second cousins with an aristocrat by the name of Kaleri Deverin. And Kaleri has informed you that she has a problem. Just about a week ago, she received an invitation from her cousin Kendra, who's the mayor of a town called Sandpoint. And she was supposed to attend in about a week's time the upcoming Swallowtail Festival. And with that festival, there's kind of a focus on consecrating a new cathedral. And Kaleri was hoping to bring her family heirloom, which is called the Star of Desna. And she wanted to bring that to receive a blessing. And kind of excitedly, she went into her old vault beneath her family estate to retrieve the star in storage. And as she arrived in the chamber, it was in total disarray. Chests were smashed everywhere, shelves knocked over, kind of all kinds of muck and grime, like something out of a sewer was present. And as she was kind of going through all of her belongings, trying to figure out what was left, she heard a little whimpering in the corner. And she found a goblin. And this goblin...
Here we go.
Yeah, it's always the goblin.
Here we go with the
man.
goblin tricks. Yep, blame it on me.
Yeah, right? So she found a goblin that was kind of hiding in the corner. And the goblin came out of hiding and introduced herself as Talga. And she explained that she was with the Mudsure tribe and that had recently been enslaved by some strange creature. And Kaleri, after calming down a bit, she got Talga to come out with her, and Talga told Kaleri that anything she can do to help. She says, "I'm newly single. I was once married, but I'm now divorced." But just kidding. Splug's question. So Talga came back to the estate with Kaleri. And Kaleri has reached out to you, Kren, and some of your friends and fellow adventurers to help her. She's not an adventurer herself, so she really wants you all to help her find this heirloom and hopefully within the next week be able to bring it to the Swallowtail Festival for the consecration. So she summoned you. You guys are at her estate right now, and she is there to answer any questions that you have. And you can also kind of see just hiding in the corner a little bit, doesn't seem to want to come out too easily. You can see a goblin that's kind of, in there with her that must be Talga. So Kaleri asks, please, what else can I tell you? How can I help you, help me find this Star of Desna? I really need to get it back.
I'm out.
I'm out. Nice.
And there's your cousin.
That's right. Second cousin.
Creme de la creme.
I say, what can we? I don't know. I'm really kind of at a loss now all of a sudden.
Rob just wants to say, I want to attack her. Roll initiative.
So Kaleri looks over at Talga and says, Talga, come here, come talk to these. You can tell them the tale that you told me. And so Talga kind of shuffles around and just kind of whimpering. And I
tell her in Goblin, it's okay.
Okay, and you can kind of see her relax a little bit. She stands up a little bit taller and smiles just a little bit, although to everyone else it looks like this horrible scowl. But Splug knows it's a smile.
How does she look for a female goblin? What is her comeliness?
Her comeliness is probably out of, if we're on an 18 scale, probably about a 14. Not too bad.
Holy shit, I'm going for this, boys.
All right. So Talga comes out and she says, Mudsure tribe, we didn't want to take her possessions, but we've been stealing all throughout the land, and it's bad person, bad creature that is directing us. Took over Mudsure tribe. No good at all. No good at all. In the sewers. Sewers is where you need to be. And she kind of just pauses and catches her breath. She's kind of hyperventilating a little bit.
It's okay. Calm down. I kind of pat her on the shoulder. It's okay. So you're saying we need to go back into our home, huh? And do this? I mean, go into the sewers?
Yes.
Wow, sorry, the fruit punch here is pretty spiked.
Just wait till you get in the sewers. You'll be doing more than burping. I trust me.
What? Speaking out of character, when is the Sandpoint Festival going on again?
It's in about a week, a little over a week, 7 days.
Well, whenever you guys are ready, I have because when I actually came to Galarian last year from this place called the Forgotten Realms, holy cow, I ended up in the middle of the Sandpoint Festival. And let me tell you, I got a story for you. Donkeys, a tent, and boy, it just gets crazy from there.
So we have to go to the sewers.
What is this thing you keep talking about? This creature, you've met it?
Oh, she's yes. It's not goblin, but hobgoblin, and it drinks blood. Some kind of vampire.
It's foul. Oh, I would. Oh, undead. Oh, that's just right up my alley.
And you can see her quivering, and she just says, when he doesn't like goblin, takes goblin in back room and return later dead, whole neck, all blood gone, and she just starts shaking and crying. No more blood.
Oh, those goblins are feeble creatures.
Hey. Super Plug is not happy with that kind of commentary.
She said still many goblins loyal to Drakus the Taker. He calls himself Drakus the Taker. Still loyal to him. You'll have to fight them, I'm sure.
What does Drakus take?
He takes all. He's collecting things, collecting valuables. For someone, he says for his boss. Don't know who that is, but he's breaking into any places he can, taking all valuables.
Well, I don't like that.
Clary says, "It's okay, Talga. It's okay. And Clary does offer that she said Talga knows the sewers pretty well, and Talga kind of pulls out a sketch that's pretty good sketch of what she says. Once you get to Ashen Ossuary, that's where our home has been, and now we answer to Drakus. I'm lucky. I hid once we took the stuff from this nice lady. I hid and fought and was able to stay away, but I no go back there, but she provides you a pretty good drawing map of the Ashen Ossuary. She says that's where he is, and no good. So Clary
said, are there more goblins?
Yes, many more Mudchur goblins that loyal to Drakus. No friend of mine, but loyal still to Drakus. You will meet them down there, and perhaps if he doesn't have his hold on them, and he controls them at times. There's fungus down there. He makes them eat fungus. It messes with our minds. I stopped eating it, and I got away, but many didn't. But maybe at some point, maybe there'll be other goblins that aren't under his control. But I don't know. Don't know. They probably attack you when you're down there.
Oh, they're foul. We should kill them all.
We need to break this cultic leader, Drakus, and kill him with my great axe.
Who else have you stolen from?
Oh, she says the Duke, the Joe's house up down the road. There's been many people.
And has Kaleri called like guards, or is this thing going to be arrested?
Well, Kaleri says that there's not. Unfortunately, other than you find adventures here, there's no one that wants to go in the sewer, and just we don't know what's down there. People are too afraid, not ready to risk their lives. But you know, my cousin, I figured my cousin Kren, he owes me a favor, and I set him up with Sarah a few years ago that I was pretty sure that he would go down and help me out.
I'll let her know that if she hasn't called the authorities or made this thing needs to be arrested and put on trial for its thievery.
She nods. Fair enough.
He needs to be vanquished. If he's drinking blood, he must be undead. Must be a vampire, like my pretty little friend here said.
Excellent.
We need a necromancer to handle this. Do we have one?
You don't need another necromancer. You need someone pure. This little goblin here looks like he's got a thing or two to do with it, and I think I could help.
We do have a necromancer. It's me.
Yes, it is.
So you know how this works.
I do. Maybe. I mean, I'm young. I can tell you what I've heard.
So Clary,
Syrinsacpe Steve, thanks for the cheerbits. Oh, sorry.
Clary says that
So
it's
there's
about
fungus and there's some goblins. Is there any other dangers that we can be made aware of before we head down there?
Talga says yes. There's foul insects. There's nasty insects with poison. There's I told you there's weird fungus. There's even sometimes I've seen bones that come to life. Strange skeleton creatures. And there's all matters. You never know what other kind of monstrosities will come out of these sewers. Very nasty. Very nasty. And Clary does tell you it's about a 10-minute trip to go down there and then to make it back out to the surface, kind of once you go into the sewer.
Okay.
Well,
Do we
Miss
know
Caleri. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. I was just going to say, are we going to foul our boots in this sewer?
Absolutely. It's your boots will be most foul.
All right, I'm going to oil mine real good so they don't absorb.
Caleri, can you offer us anything in the way of protection for our journey below?
No, I'm sorry I cannot. I'd be happy to to pay you some for your troubles and maybe a boot allowance for the gentleman who's worried about his boots. But that's
allowance. I fucking love it.
That's about all I can offer and at this time.
Oh, no payment necessary, ma'am. The ability to rid the world of this evil.
Well, I don't know about that there.
Oh, you greedy
Vince.
little bastard.
I'm just saying I'd like to see if she'd make a donation to Syrinsacpe.
She says absolutely. A donation is a fine gesture. I'd be happy to make a donation if you can recover my Star of Desna.
We need to have a party huddle. There's people already giving away my money.
You two can be blessed for a total of $29.95.
You got some spiritual water, so.
Yeah, all right. Well, I say
water that's on TV at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
We have to undertake this mission because that's the kind of thing we do.
So we're going to party up?
We're going to party up and then party down.
And Talga does hand to you a pretty good sketch. So when you do see a map, you're going to see a lot of it revealed. And it's more the basic outlines of rooms and things. I mean, it's going to be a lot of the map. So don't be surprised. And essentially what you'll be seeing is the map that Talga has given you as best that she recalls the sewers, which is pretty good.
All
right. So you guys, since you're in her estate, she kind of shows you to where obviously the perpetrators came up through the sewer, and can you begin stepping down through the sewer, and as you do that, it's a good time for me to mention there's 3 phases of kind of how time I guess has passed in Pathfinder 2. There's exploration phase, there's encounter, and there's downtime. So as you guys are walking around right now, you're in exploration phase, and you can do things like you can, be sneaky. You can kind of walk just like normal. You can defend, move half your speed with your shield raised. So in general, what order do you guys want to be in? And just give me just a little bit of what you all would be doing as you're walking through this sewer. Let's start with Kryn. Where would you be in the order if you think of going maybe 2 by 2?
Oh, 2 by 2 and not
Yeah,
single
I mean,
file?
you could go single file if you want. You know, you tell me how you
'Cause
guys kind of want to be.
If I was going single file, I would definitely want to be second from last.
Okay.
So not in the front, but also not in the back.
And you can sneeze. One thing that's important in general, if whoever wants to be searching, you have to, in most cases, search for traps to find them. So it's something to think about. You know, you don't just have a passive perception. You have to actively be searching, and you can do that in exploration phase. You just have to move a little bit slower. Okay, so other than that, anything you want to be doing?
Just on the lookout for ne'er-do-wells and not anything else in particular, no.
All right, Ragnar, what about you?
Ragnar will lead the charge because he can get after it when he rages, and he will, of course, being part of a party and a team member, he will give nicknames to his party members: Super Plug, Mercedes Benz, and Creme de la Creme.
They reject them all. I'm just kidding. So, do you are you out front, or where would you?
Out front, yeah.
Okay.
And I've got my boots oiled so I don't get some poop in my shoes.
What kind of oil?
Mink.
All right. How about anything else you're doing? So you're just kind of at the ready.
Yeah,
That's fine.
I'll be up in front at the ready.
All right, Benz. What about you?
I'm gonna look at Splug and kind of ask, do you wanna be up in? I can cover our back, or you wanna? How do you want to do this? Do you want to be up front with that ugly thing?
Well, not particularly, because I'm not a great fighter, but I've got great magical prowess, though. But I'm gonna be honest with you. You're gonna probably do more damage than me, Mr. Powell.
I've plate mail or whatever. I've got heavier mail and shield, and I think up front would be a good spot for me. So
I'll kind of be right in the middle, because I can throw my scimitar around if I have to.
And as Ragnar is looking for enemies, I will just kind of keep an eye out for any traps or obvious things. I really not familiar with sewers
that's fine.
At all. This is dark and gross and not clean as a paladin would like.
So did you say you would be in the very back, or?
No, I'll be up front with Rag.
Up front with Rag. Okay, great.
Or Muff, I guess.
All right. So can you guys hear the sewer a little bit?
Oozy, watery sounds. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. It's just, you might want to turn them up or down. There should be just a little bit, not a ton, but a little bit of background. You should hear a little bit of water and splashing and things of that nature. All right. So.
Whoa! Quit splashing around. Just because you got mink oil on your boots, don't think that you're going to get us all wet. I mean, come on, Ragnar, son of Ragnar Lothbrok.
I will try not to splash.
All right. So as you guys you spend about good 10 minutes kind of going down into this slimy, nasty. It starts stinking more and more as you're kind of going ever so slightly down deeper into the sewers. And the passages kind of have led to a slimy cistern, and it just stinks of rot and decay. And on the
I don't smell anything.
Yeah, you might not smell too bad, definitely. On the northern edge of this circular chamber lies a pile of burnt bones in front of a scorched tunnel.
I attack. Roll initiative.
I'll go check out the bones.
All right, and I've locked tokens, so you guys can kind of show your movement if you want, and I can prove.
I'm carefully walking so I don't splash.
Okay, and Ragnar, both you and Benz, as you kind of get right where you are, you see these things that seem to be like these fetid puddles. They don't seem to be puddles because out of the one straight ahead of you, this mass starts pulsating and kind of congealing together in this nasty gelatinous body. And as you do that, you see this creature form out of this muck. And everyone can roll initiative. And what you would roll now, so let me take a pause for a second. What you would roll, since nobody was really saying they were stealthy, you can roll perception, because that's going to be in general, the roll for initiative.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Glad to see my DM mod is working as intended. Excellent.
That's okay. I get to heal everybody now. You blow all my magic in one round.
All right, so Ragnar, you see this thing and you see these fleshy pseudopods that just seem to be reaching out for you guys, but it doesn't seem to be kind of reacting quite as quickly as you are. So you are first to act.
All right. I will try my rage out and try to chop off the pseudopods in flight.
Okay. Now, so you took a move action. Is rage an action? I assume it is, but it should tell you. Yeah, it's an action. It looks like one action. So you can
right,
you
so
can rage,
move
you can
and
move.
An action, so I can have one attack, right?
Yep. So go ahead and target him. And do you get any bonuses with that rage that you need to?
Yeah, +2.
So maybe put that in the modifier at the bottom. This thing is just giving off all kinds of gas, and you can see all kinds of garbage in it as it just comes together in front of you.
This thing looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Critical hit with 23.
So you hit it,
nice.
and the reason you got a critical hit is because you're 10 higher than its AC. However, it is immune to critical hits, so it doesn't do anything different. So roll normal damage.
I don't like it.
All right, so does that do 2d12? Oh, you know what? It gave you critic anyway. It should not have given you a crit, right? Okay.
So I'll take the 8.
Well, I think it should be, you get a +4, right? So it should be 4 + 3. Take off 7, it looks like. Oh, no, wait. Hold on, hold everything.
So the first die was an 8, and then I have +8. 16.
Okay, 16 + 3 is 19. But it took, let me just look at it, see if it had any resistance, or maybe it did take off the crit. Hold on. Yeah, it did partially resist that. Oh, we got Zell back. Hold on.
It's likely it might be resistance to slashing this thing.
Yeah, actually, I don't
maybe it
see
is
any. I don't
critical.
see any resistance. So, yeah, you know what? We will. Let's just roll with it for now, and we'll see what happens next time. So, yep, we're good. So that should be your turn.
Because I used all 3.
And Zell, if you're in voice, I didn't create your character because I wasn't sure if you'd be back, so I thought we'd probably bring you in next time because I didn't get a chance to create your character. Is that?
No problem.
I
will
apologize.
just listen in then if you don't mind.
No, not at all. Not
Fly
at
on
all.
wall.
Not at all. I definitely want you to play next time. All right, so this ooze reaches out a slimy tentacle, and Ragnar, it's going to reach out and try to attack you. And it swings its slimy pseudopod. And, with a 25, that's above 10 above your armor class? Yes, it is.
Hey, are you immune to crits?
No, he is not. Oh, and it does 10
Whoa.
points of damage as this nasty acidic slam crashes into you. All right.
Unfair.
And that was its
Unfair.
first attack. And with its second action, you see its whole body convulsing, and it just kind of goes, blub, 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 and then all of a sudden, the entire thing just completely explodes and hits all of you with this nasty filth wave. Everyone is.
What kind of a bullshit?
It splooged on me.
Yeah, these
Do we
ain't
get-
5e monsters, that's for sure.
Do we get to? Is there a save? Can I run? What's
Hold on.
Oh, I'm oiled up. I'm good.
Oh, I didn't need.
Oh,
I didn't. I didn't
oh,
need
oh,
that.
damn it.
I didn't need that.
Oh man!
All
did I
right.
win?
And okay, it did a little damage. Is that all it does? Yeah. So it kind of
right.
coated you guys with some muck, but those that failed,
Just me.
which was just Kren.
Ragnar failed too.
Oh, Ragnar, you failed
Ragnar
too.
and Crane got hit.
Okay, so Ragnar and Krem, I'm dragging on a condition which is called Hampered 10. What that means is your movement is reduced by 10 for a minute. So you can
Minute.
Yeah, so that's pretty much the combat. So you guys know that you could use an interact action to kind of scrape off some of this filth and muck that's just, I mean, you guys are all, some of it some of it got in your mouth, man. You're just like gagging. But
God damn it!
but you can use an action to clean off it and reduce the hampered condition by 5. But after that, other than that, it's going to swing. Actually, I think, yeah, that's its full action. So, Benz, you are up.
And we just want to make sure you got my message.
I did not. I apologize. Where was that? Was it in Discord or in the chat?
No,
Oh,
it was
sorry.
in
Got
the
it.
chat.
Okay. Well, Zell, if you want to stay around and don't mind taking over Ben's, he may have to leave a little bit early. So maybe we can
Yeah,
even
I'm gonna
swap you
take
guys
off
out.
here. I'll do this, and then you can clear my character. She can take over.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. So,
So first action would be to go up a step towards it,
Yep.
and then second action will be to raise my shield, and third action will be to attack.
okay.
All right.
And that did.
Yeah.
This thing doesn't move very quickly. So you definitely hit it.
That's the rolls I'm used to.
And that and the Wormhammer just plows into it and it just kind of gets enveloped by this mass and spit back out. But it did a little damage, but it's still looking reasonably healthy.
I got my shield raised, and from here, Zell, if you want to take over, that would help me out a little bit.
Yep, I'm in.
All right, let me open the character and I will clear it. 1 second. All right, Zell, Ben's should be ready for you to go to get him. And he is a dwarf
Ben's,
paladin. Yep. And so he has his shield raised. So I think that was his full action. So I'm going to pass your turn, but feel free to take a look at him and ask me questions when we get back around to your turn, anything you have. Kren,
Perfect.
you are up as you've got muck in your mouth and your hair. It's even on your staff, and not that staff, but it's on your wizard staff.
All right. I'm going to cast Acid Splash Cantrip, which I've fully coded, by the way.
Nice.
And so here we go.
All right, so this should do normal damage.
Snap.
It should not do crit, and if it does, we'll have to take it off because it can't be crit.
So Yin,
It says-
it did do crit.
Now that didn't give it any damage. I wonder if that's because it's
Why,
coded as critical.
Is it?
Hold on. I think it's because it shows as
acid.
Oh.
critical. Oh, you know what? Yeah, you're right.
Okay. Is he immune to acid?
He is immune to acid. So he
Motherfucker.
shook that off.
Yeah, guess what?
And
I'm gonna-
he healed 5 points.
I'm gonna put this on him anyway.
No, he didn't heal. I'm kidding.
Are you serious? Oh Jesus.
I'm kidding.
All right. I want to put my special thing that I coded on it, which is damage, ongoing 1 acid damage. All right. Well, he's immune to critical anyway, so he doesn't take it.
So that was
okay,
was
so
that
now
one or
I'm
two
pissed off.
actions? Was that one or two actions?
That was 2 actions. So
Now, does acid
as
splash
my-
does acid splash have a splash as a trait?
Yeah, well, it does splash damage, but so it says you do 1d4 acid damage plus 1 splash damage.
Okay, what that means, and I'll give you a freebie just because we haven't talked about that much, was anything within 5 feet of that would take 1 point of splash damage. So that means Ragnar and Benz would normally take damage because splash affects everything within 5 feet.
Oh,
And
Christ, okay.
so we won't do it this time. We'll do it next time, but just keep that in mind.
Okay, and then plus your spell casting ability modifier, which I'm assuming is
Int.
1.
Our charisma, whatever it is.
Wait, are you talking about acid?
oh.
Are you talking about acid splash or what?
Yeah.
It just says
So it's
1d4
so
acid
Dave's
plus.
right.
Oh, go ahead.
It's in.
Right.
So it would have taken 1d4 plus 4, if that happened.
Correct. Yeah. It would've.
Okay, and then everybody else. So then I need to code a thing where it does 1 acid to everybody if I have other targets around. Okay, so for my 3rd action, I'm going to shield.
Okay.
Which I don't know what that does. Plus 1 to circumstance bonus to AC until the start of your next turn. So I don't know how to code that.
You can code AC :1 just like you normally would and throw it on yourself.
And it lasts for 1 round.
Okay, and you can leave it at 1 round. You can do
Right?
effects just like 5e. I think that's what it says.
Oh, okay. All right.
Till your next
then
turn.
I'll do that, and then I'll pass my turn.
And Rob, one thing to know, like next time, while the shield is in effect, you can use shield block as a reaction. So something to keep in mind.
Okay, I'll have to read about that.
It's
But I think he's not using a shield. I think he uses spell shield, right? Spell shield.
I'm using the cantrip shield.
right, but the can
Shield is a cantrip. So rather than like 5e, you put shield on
Yeah.
once and it lasts for 8 hours. This one you have to do every fucking turn.
right,
So
and
I already don't like that.
and the second paragraph of the shield cantrip says that it has a hardness of 4.
Does it reaction?
So yeah, you can you can use it. So all right,
I like that.
yeah, it's cool.
Oh, and you can't cast it again for 10 minutes. Oh, fuck this. Okay. And it lasts
hold
one
on,
turn. No,
Rob.
I'm not-
Hold on. I know there's a lot of information in that, but after you use the shield block, the spell is dismissed. You'll still get, if you don't use the shield block, you'll still get the +1 bonus, and you can keep it. You can keep casting it.
that's they're mutually exclusive. Okay, I get it now. Okay.
Yep. I know.
Got
There's
it.
a lot
Okay,
more
got it.
detail in
Thanks.
these. All right, Splug. The cleric is up. The ooze roars at you. Thank you, Syrinscape.
Well, I'm gonna stay back, and I'm just gonna go ahead and put my shield up. So I'll mark that on my character sheet. Thank you, Trenlo, for making that option available for us. And I will take my other 2 actions, and I will cast Heal on my friend Ragnar, Lothbrok II, son of Ragnar the First.
Wow, I like it.
All right, so you'll get you'll get a little bit of healing here, pal. I've got a pretty good healing spell here. Here you go.
Thanks, little buddy.
Ooh, Daddy's got you.
Brought me home.
That was nice. Very nicely done. We need the effect. Very nice.
So I have a quick question.
Yeah.
In the coding there, you choose round or minute or whatever, but there's no place for a number.
There's no, I mean, like when you do it out of the, oh, I'm sorry, I was doing it up in the effects. You're doing it in the spell, right? Let me see. Hold on. Sorry. So which one did you do? Shield or sorry, acid splash or what?
No, shield. So you open the magnifying glass, the
There we go.
spell
Yep.
ability effect, and then there's round, but there's no it says units round, and then there's no number. There's no like what the fuck.
Okay, hold on. Let everybody just calm down. The duration is right above the targeting. So I think you can either do dice, and I think you can actually put in a fixed number in the far right under duration, I think. So if you...
Oh, that whole thing is a duration?
Well, I'm not positive, but, well, maybe not. It
No,
says duration, though. It says duration.
It does, but that... Like if you, on the acid splash one, that's where you put the 1d4 plus your damage. That's not. Yeah, this is jacked. This is just not right. I think that he just didn't make that in the rule set yet. It has to be an oversight.
Yeah. Probably. You're probably right.
So what I'm worried about is if I put it on, I mean, I guess I can just manually expire it, but.
Or take a look when you put it on if there's an ability in the combat tracker to change the duration once you put it on you.
Oh, maybe. Oh yeah, I never thought of that. Okay, all right. So good times.
All right, Splug.
About me.
You get an extra action. No, I'm just kidding. But go ahead. Anything else you can do, or is the healing? Was that 2 actions?
No, that was it. That was 2 actions because I cast a sort of like a healing word type of the 2 action heal.
Yep.
So I'm done. I'm passing it.
All right, Ragnar, you see this ooze that's it's got a few chunks off it. I mean, you see some rat carcass like fall off to the side of it, so it's looking a little hurt, but.
Ragnar has a question. Can he, with a free action, loop his great axe into his belt loop?
You can drop as a free action. What are you looking to do? Are you trying to grab something else or?
Drop my axe. I'm going to start pummel him with my fist because I saw that when I hit him with my axe, he splashed us bad.
Well, you think? I mean, look, I would say you think that was something that he did that was a special ability versus something that was related to your attack.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, you would know that.
Wasn't related to slashing. Okay, so I will take. I have my great axe. I'll slash again.
Another crit, but this again, it should only give you normal damage. But go for it.
It gave crit damage.
Well, but it's interesting because it's showing as partially resisted. So how much did it do? Let me see. Damage 16. It did 16, right? And he rolled 23.
Yeah.
So it did 12 plus 4, which is 16. So it took off the crit. That's right. Perfect.
All right, cool.
Because you rolled max damage plus 4, so that's it. Trenlo.
I'll keep attacking. Second attack.
Now hold on. Before.
Wait.
Hold on.
I just want to make sure I understand so I know how this works.
Yeah.
But he rolled 23. He rolled 12 plus 3 plus 8, not plus 4.
No. Hold on. He rolled 12. Hold on. Plus 8 is actually plus 4 twice. So you have to read the 12.
Because in Pathfinder, it doubles the modifier.
Right.
Okay, that's what I wanted to
understand.
That's right. Okay.
So you did the attack number 2 with the minus? Is that right, Ragnar? Did you do the second button?
Yeah, I used the second button, but I did plus 2 because I'm raging.
Perfect. All right, and that 9, believe it or not, still hits him.
Cut him down.
All right, so he's slashing at him. You kind of slice a chunk out of it, and it's looking like, it's probably about a quarter of the size it was. I mean, it looks like this thing is just about ready to just completely just fall into nothingness, but it's still kind of staying up. Do you have any?
I belt out a roar, and I'm going to attack again. I'm a little weaker, though, because my arm's getting tired.
Oh, my God. Oh, with a 5, you still hit? What kind of bull? Yep.
Uh-huh.
Oh, and this thing just roars and just splatters into nothingness.
I loot it.
Nice. Loot it.
Rob would be proud.
And it is gone.
Do I still feel hampered?
Well, no, after you guys kind of dust yourselves off and you get out of combat and take a few minutes, the condition goes away.
We took the laundry out of the basket, but we're going to check these bones out.
All right. So it just looks like maybe some animal bones. Doesn't look like really anything of note, some food scraps, some waste. It looks like maybe now that you've just been attacked, you're thinking, gosh, maybe that was being fed to the ooze. Maybe it was helping kind of keep it, maybe as a sentry or something. You're not sure.
Sustaining. I see a tunnel to the north, guys. I'll lead if you want to follow.
Let's do it. So, Gwydion, are we going to report that to them? That is definitely a mistake, and it does not. When I put it on myself, it doesn't. There's no place to expire it.
Yeah, let me make a note. Give me a sec, and I will put it in here.
I don't think he's fully done yet with the spells. And the spell
Yeah, so
levels.
this would be the effects, though. This would just be
Yeah.
any effect you try to apply, no matter what you try to apply it to.
Yeah,
It doesn't have the number count for the duration.
Okay,
There's just not a box there.
What I'll do is I'm going to make a note. I'm going to go back and look at the forums on what he said is coded, and then I'll look at it. And if after doing those things it still looks like it's something, I'll reach out to him and see if it's something that he can look at. But yeah, thanks. I mean, I'll make notes of all this stuff. So
I want to fix now, today, right now.
Right.
All right. So are we in combat?
So you guys are in exploration mode now. So again, you can kind of decide in general how you're going about this, and if you're just kind of walking normal, are you searching for traps? I mean, give me a little bit of information, or if you're just walking, I'm just going to assume you're just kind of walking and seeing what you find.
Well, Ragmuffin's going to be donkey donk down the hall without any concerns. I'm assuming because he's a barbarian.
That's what I do.
The donk. That's what he does. I'm going to follow closely behind Ben's.
Okay. Now, does anybody have any issues with light? Because as you're getting away from these sewer entrances, it's getting pretty dark. So as you get further into this, there's not much light source at all in here.
All right. Ragnar's going to fire up his lantern because I'm dropping rage because that ends.
Okay.
And hook it on his lapel because he's got a hook on his lapel.
Lapel, nice.
Wow.
So he can.
His ascot.
That's right. I got my two-handed axe. I don't need to be holding anything in my hands.
Does rage come with any other effect we need to worry about or anything else?
Yeah, it does give me dark vision when I'm in a rage, but when I'm not, I need the lantern to light my way.
But as far as when it's off, nothing that you need to consider or worry about? Okay, good. All right.
Kren will fire up a light cantrip as per the circle on the map.
Okay, awesome. And should we take off your shield for now?
Yeah, I'll take it off.
Okay.
Because it doesn't only last one round. Bullshit. So, I don't like it.
Before his change in personality, what kind of adventurer was Ben's? Would he have run right in behind the barbarian or stood back?
He said he was going to be close behind me or beside me, depending on the width of the tunnel.
Yeah, I think he'd, he definitely wants to be kind of up front, but probably not right in the, leading the charge, but I think he'd be right next to or behind Ragnar, definitely.
Perfect.
Splug does feel invincible. I mean, Ragnar feels invincible because of Splug.
Nice.
I'm going to start charging for those heals.
Well, you should.
Donations to Syrinsacpe.
We got a GoFundMe. We can work on that. Yeah.
You know what a cool thing in Fantasy Grounds would be is if you had a light circle like I do, and you could attach it to the token, and then it would just move with the token. That would be something.
That would be really cool.
That'll happen sometime. It'll happen.
That may be happening at some
Hello,
point.
Dave. You pretend you know something.
Uh-oh, we're crossing streams. Oh my gosh. Splug goes first.
I was.
Damn it, my fault. That's on me.
That's okay. That's okay.
All right. All right. So Ragnar, as you kind of get to the edge there, I mean, you can somewhat see in. It's obviously pretty dark, but you see the walls of this long chamber just scorched dark, and there's thick layers of soot that are on the ceilings as you look above. And it appears there must have been some kind of tremendous fire that must have raged in this room in the past. And you also see some type of burial niches in the walls, and the row of central pillars contain what look to you like right in front of you to be fragments of burnt wood and charred bone. I'll throw that in there in case there's something else you wanted to see.
So I'm just double checking rage. I think I saw something about being fatigued for 1 round, but let me double check.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I wasn't sure. I haven't looked at the effect, so.
All right, so I don't think it's this. I don't think a long or short rest is required. I think it's just between rounds. So if you're not fighting, you kind of overcome your fatigue.
Okay, fair enough.
But I'll look deeper when I get a chance here. All right, so I'm looking down there, charred walls. I'm gonna step in and see if anything gets triggered.
What's your vision? Let me look, see if I
With
can.
my lantern, which I attach to my lapel. Let me check if it says anything about it on the lantern. Sheds light, 30-foot radius.
Okay. You don't see anything, but give me a perception check in the tower.
All right.
So you kind of.
Oh, sorry, I dropped. I didn't drop it.
That's okay. That's all right. That's all right. So kind of from up north here, you kind of hear shuffling scuttles, and you hear some type of voices like. You can't really make them out, but you can hear something in the far north of the chamber.
Far north. All right, I will step back and share that with my friends in a whisper.
I know, it's exactly what I was thinking.
Something's to the north. It sounds like rodents or something. I don't know.
Was it noises or was it speech?
It sounded like speech to you, kind of like, maybe like Talga was, kind of like her voice, or even maybe Splug.
Goblin-esque stuff, yeah. Spluggish.
Splug's a little more.
I open my spell
intelligent.
book and I write down on the blank page. I write fireball on it and see just in case.
And the whole sewer gases explode and everything.
Nice. Holy shit.
All right. So I will move down to the south since I heard the voices to the north to give myself some space to see if I can perceive more and make room for my party. Oh Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes Benz? Sorry.
Everybody has dark vision but me?
Maybe.
I only have it when I'm raging, which is
right.
unusual for a half orc, but I have my lantern on my lapel.
Oh, okay. Oh, you just didn't draw a circle for yourself?
No, it's 30-foot radius, and I haven't seen anything yet. So.
All right. So what are we doing?
Corinne is yelling at Ragnar or Muffin. What the hell's going on? Find some shit. Let's kill some shit.
Something's up
I'll
north.
wait here in the safety of the Jeep while you wrestle the alligator.
All right. I sense that you want me to move forward, so I will do so.
Oh. This is a Venn diagram for death.
Other way around. that spot then.
Okay.
Is anybody stealthy and can move up with their dark vision? But I'm okay. If you want to send me in, I'll go.
I'm right behind you, but not immediately behind you.
I'm right behind you, buddy.
Because I don't want to be within 5 feet from this new splash action that I found out about.
Nice.
All right, Splug, we may need you to interpret, but I'm going up to get a little closer, and they may see my light, just so everybody knows.
You get up there, and as you step into that square, you see 4 goblins that look like they're working on some type of statue. It's weird though, because it's made out of garbage and wood and mud, and they're constructing this thing. And as you get there, they turn around and they see you and they say, "Ah, Longshanks, kill them all!"
Oh no!
And you guys can all roll initiative. As again, I guess Ragnar, I'll give you the choice to do either stealth or perception, because you were trying to sneak up there.
All right.
So you can do either one.
Let's try stealth. Oh, that's better.
All right. All right, so this first goblin warrior here screams out as he moves 5, 10, 15, 20. He moves up to there, sees Ben's, and he pulls out this big, nasty dog slicer, tries to slice into you, and he hits, and this thing slices into your belly, and that's 1, 2.
Ouch.
Yes, right?
Can you add 22 onto my initiative? I
Sure.
don't know why it didn't auto edit. Sorry about that.
No, okay, yeah, absolutely. All right, so he does that. That's 1, and then he is going to try to swing again at you, but this time he does it at a -5. 18 still hits. Uh-oh.
Wow. Ouch.
Ouch. And that's all he can do. But I'll put it back to Splug, sorry. There we go.
Let's go with a move action. So we'll go ahead and we'll move 5. And then it'll be 15. And then I'll go 20 here. That'll be my first action.
Got it.
And then I will go ahead and use another channel energy point. And I will cast my heal on my friend Ben's. And we'll see what you get back. Hopefully it'll be another good heal. Oh, as I need to get out of edit mode. There we go. And there we go. I needed my first time using Fantasy Grounds. I had to figure out how to get my conditions back there in my actions.
Newbies.
Oh, very
Look at
nice.
that.
Max
Nice.
heal.
Glaive.
Glavin Flavin. What am I, last? Okay, that's fine.
And that's it for me. Sorry, I'll pass it down to. I'm done passing. Oh, listen to that. Oh, it's nice.
Syrinsacpe.
That's right. All right, and Goblin Warrior 5, he is going to stay where he is, and he pulls off of his back a short bow, and
Miss it, Noonan.
he shoots with his second action.
That always makes an appearance. I love it.
And he misses with the
This is
first one. And he actually can shoot twice, although it's going to be at a minus. So that doesn't have a reload property.
Jason Chevy.
All right, so, and we'll do minus. Got to code that.
This one's probably gonna be a hit.
And it is a
Yeah.
hit. All right. And he's jumping up and down, smiling, pointing. Got Longshanks, got Longshanks. Benz, you are up.
All right. New to this rule set, but I get 3 things to
You
do.
get 3 actions, yep. And, yep, go ahead.
One of them I think should be raising my shield. Do I have to do that first or last?
It doesn't matter when,
can it be
anytime. Anytime.
Okay. So I will do shield raised for 1.
Okay. Yep, you got it ticked. Perfect.
And it looks like that went ahead and added to my AC. So
it does. What I don't know
Yay.
is if it'll, like, after you move past your turn, I don't think it automatically takes it off, so you'll have to look at that.
okay, I'll keep an eye on it then. And does it do it at the end of my turn or at the start of my next round? Like, is my shield raised if they hit me between?
It's raised as an action now until your start of your next turn.
Okay.
So, yep. And you can use as a reaction, if he swings at you, you can use a reaction called shield block, which will allow you to literally take certain damage. If you're hit, you can take the damage up to 2 points against your shield, and anything above that would go against you, and your shield will get 1 dent.
Okay.
I know it's
So
confusing. It's a lot.
Yeah, but I'm working on new
Yeah.
rules. I'll get there. Okay, so the next one will be an attack on the one here in front of me.
Okay.
And I do that with the first attack die.
Correct.
I don't need to go to 2, even though I already raised my shield.
Nope. It's just on attack actions. Yep. So you're good.
Cool.
And that's a 22. That's definitely a hit. Let me look at it. It should be automatic, but yeah, okay. It's not a crit, but yep, it's a hit.
What was crit is 10 above the armor class.
Yeah,
right?
sorry guys. It's either a natural 20 or it's 10 above. Oh, and you slice into this thing and it just immediately goes limp as you crush it skull with the warhammer as it cries out.
Sweet. So I think the last action then will be to go ahead and move up.
Okay. And I see Joe's back too, so you guys can chat if you guys want to do it together,
Sweet.
or if you want
Joe,
to. I
you
don't
You're
know.
doing better than I ever would. Keep going.
Oh, sorry,
Oh,
Ragnar.
Joe, you can take it back.
This is
No,
what you do.
seriously, keep
Let,
going.
let Joe play the character, but have Zell do all the attack rolls.
I like
That's
it. I
the
like it.
motivation you want.
That's funny.
All right, so one of my actions was to run up, and I'm gonna slice at Warrior 3.
Sliced up in that fat bastard.
You can't dodge this. Oh, I guess you can.
Yes.
Oh, I forgot I didn't rage, so I'll just keep swinging without a rage.
Oh,
Miss twice.
miss again.
I'm doing a lantern block. Everybody can see these guys. And is this little dark area to my left like a pillar or something?
You mean immediate to your left? No, those are more.
Like wells or something?
Look at that again. Yeah, actually, those. I think those are more like niches on the ground than they are up to the wall. So no, those are not.
All right.
Those you can move through those.
So
At least
they
I'm
can
going to
see-
say.
They
Yes.
can see them. Okay.
Yes.
Sounds good. All right, that's my turn.
Don't know if that's right, but that's how we're going to play it. All right. So Warrior 4 is just going to swing at you. He pulls out his dog slicer, and that's one action. Swings at you. hits. Oh, minimal damage. He swings again. Oh, and it misses as it sails above you as he kind of loses his footing on the muck in the sewer. This one is going to move there with an action. He's pulling out his dog slicer, so he's only going to get one attack at Ben's. But he does hit. Ooh, and do max damage. All right, Kren.
Okay, now what's the deal with the things in the middle? These black figure 8 looking things on the floor? Are they blocking line of sight?
They're not blocking anything. They're just more.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not.
All right. So if I understand it correctly, this wizard is going to shoot 3 arrows from his crossbow.
Well, does the crossbow itself, that might have a reload property on it. So you have to look at the trait.
It does not. Heavy crossbow, simple ranged.
I think that was reload 2.
Reload 2. What does that mean? Okay, reload 2. Yeah.
That means it takes 2 actions, I believe.
To reload it or to use it?
No, you can use it, but then to reload it, it's going to take 2 actions.
Oh, so I can use it, but then I can't use it again the next turn unless I reload it.
Right. That's how.
Got it.
Yeah,
okay.
Yep.
Well,
I'm going to say that you at least had it loaded. So yep.
Okay. So.
Fireball.
No. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this. I am going to summon monster, and I would like to have, please, a fire beetle, a level 0 fire beetle. Now the thing is, it doesn't tell me. Oh wait a minute, maybe there's a range. Oh yeah, 30 feet. Okay, so that takes all 3 actions, so I can't move. So I'm gonna put it. In that square right there.
All right, I'm trying to find something that's going to work because they are not coded in yet, so I cannot just pull that. Let me see if that's all right. Let me see if there's anything else I have from. Stand by a sec.
I can give you.
I've got a level 0 bat swarm I can provide to you. Yeah, I'm trying to find something that would at least. Yeah, I've got like a kobold warrior, a bat swarm. I mean, we could try to code it, but it would take a while.
Give him the dragon. Give him the ancient red dragon.
Nice.
Are these?
I'm just finding ones that are either in modules that I've converted or, something that I could.
Okay, so level 0. So.
He doesn't have the bestiary. Actually, you know what? Let me make sure I have it open.
Say those again.
I've got a kobold warrior, which is level 0, or a bat swarm that's level 0. I might also have a giant rat or something. Yeah, I have a giant rat.
Okay, let's do kobold warrior. Screw it.
That's fine.
Because it gives us something we can use just right now. Now, what happens? It doesn't say. Does he rolls initiative? I don't know. Does he go after? I don't know. Let me see.
I think it specifically will tell you in there, but I can look at it. Well, I know you can read it.
Yeah. It does not say anything about its initiative. It acts on its own, but it doesn't say when.
Okay.
So I would assume maybe since I'm summoning it.
Give me.
That would make sense.
Give me 1 second, because I think if I look up the summoned trait, it probably tells me. Just give me 1 second.
Okay. I summoned the thing, everybody, and I'm gonna have it kick ass.
I don't like the way these gobs are laughing at us.
So what my read is it says it takes its actions when you finish casting the spell. And so I read that as you take 3 actions to cast it, it can use 2 actions on its turn right now. And next turn, if you concentrate on a spell, then I think you could keep it going. So anyway, I think it can take 2 actions now.
Okay, so he is going to... I
think he said he could step into the black square without falling or whatever.
Yeah, but he's got a sling.
Okay.
A propulsive sling. So is that just? Does that have the reload property? I don't know. It doesn't say on the stat block what he. Does. I can't.
That's okay. Hold on. So let's see. Sling. So that should be coded properly, at least for the plus.
Yeah,
but
it's
I'll look
coded.
for the. I know. Yeah. No, I'll look it up. But I just so at least you could have that.
And actually, it's funny because if I hover over it, it hovers over the ranged attack and the damage together. I don't know.
So sling has reload 1. So you could do it. You could attack and use 1 action to. But once you use the 1 action to reload, it'll be reloaded for the next turn, of course.
Right. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do instead. So first action, Kobold Warrior is going to move forward 5. And then, is anybody flat-footed? He has sneak attack.
No, they've all acted, so nobody should be flat-footed at this point. If they had not acted yet, they would be.
Okay, so he's going to do his light pick. Oh, snap.
That's a hit, definitely.
And he does fucking 1 damage. What the flying fucking the fuck?
And now
right,
remember, I'm kind of being a little bit generous, but remember, it takes an action to pull out a weapon, and you moved, and you attacked, right? So I think you should only have had 2 actions. It's all right.
Okay.
It's all right. Look, I mean.
Yeah, I would assume that a summoned creature appears with his weapon drawn.
Yeah, maybe
I mean,
that's
I don't
true.
know if there's a rule for that.
That's fine.
But if that's not the rule, that's freaking lame.
No, that's fair.
Welcome to a more difficult game, Rob.
No.
Welcome to a more difficult game.
Well, but you know what I'm saying?
No, that's
If
fair.
you summon a guy, you spend a spell slot, he better have his fucking...
That's fair. I hadn't thought about this.
Okay, so that's it for the Kobold Warrior then. He's... And then maybe you want to put him at initiative 3 or some stupid... just so he's after me.
Let's just say that Kobold Warrior embarrassed the Barbarian. I missed twice.
All right, and then... So I'm done, and then he's done.
Hold on a second. All right, Splug.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and take a move action here. You said that these, I remember you were saying when our disgruntled wizard was asking about these line of sight issues in the middle.
Yes.
I guess they're not. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and
Why
move
am I
straight
disgruntled all of a sudden? I'm disgruntled now.
The DM might have screwed up that, but we're going to roll with it, so it's all good.
I like it.
Okay.
I like it. That's what I do. Make a mistake, just live with it.
I'm going to go ahead and take another move action.
Oh, and you can do
To
that.
here. Yes. And I would imagine I probably had I would imagine I had my weapon already pulled out, even though I haven't technically said that.
That's fine.
Seeing that you're being very generous tonight. Man, I have my weapon drawn out already because, I mean, I would be walking around with my scimitar out anyway. Even though I haven't air
fine.
Quotes officially said that.
It's good.
Well, I would like to swipe at this.
Okay.
I'd like to break up the scimitar and swing. So here we go. Take that.
Oh, and you do hit.
Fellow goblin. And I do hit, yeah. Oh, 4 damage. Oh.
Clink.
Clink.
And that's it. That's my 3 actions, and I pass the puck to goblin number 3.
All right, goblin number 3 looks at Ragnar in front of him and doesn't like him. So he's going to swing at him. Dog Slicer 1 is a miss. He's not happy. He attacks number 2. This one does hit. And he gets a 3rd attack. This one's going to be at a pretty serious disadvantage, or not disadvantage, minus. Oh, that -4 helped you out there, buddy. And he slams his dog slicer on the ground in disgust. Right, Benz.
All right, so I need to raise my shield again every round, right?
If you want the benefit of it, yep. And you get the
So-
benefit of it even if you don't use shield block, it's still protecting you by 2 points. Yep.
Adding AC.
Yep.
So I'm gonna do that first, and then I'm gonna go ahead and hit it. Doesn't seem to want to roll. What am I doing wrong?
Are you on the actions tab? And on the Warhammer, are you double clicking on the -2? Or I'm sorry, the +3?
I was double clicking, yes. There we go.
Okay. First one's a miss, but you do have one more action. Oh no, swing and a miss.
Double miss. Wah wah.
Wah, wah.
All right, Ragnar's got his great axe in hand, and this little squirrel just bit me, so I don't like it.
Don't like it. Oh, and that is a good hit. Solidly into him.
Go down.
He goes down.
And he shifts his focus for his second
That's
attack.
not what I thought you said.
Oh god.
And whiffs. And he'll take another slash at him. And whiff again.
Yes, you do.
Go, you're next.
Ooh.
Don't attack the kobold, whatever you do.
Oh yes. So he's going to attack. He thinks you're the bigger threat, so he's definitely going to attack you.
Yeah.
That is correct.
And he hits. Does a couple points, and then his second attack. Oh no, that's a miss. Third attack.
Why?
He prays to his god. That was a 20. How did it roll over? That's crap. It showed a 20 on my end. I'm rolling with it. Just kidding. Goblin Warrior 8. He swings at. He's gonna swing at Ben's. Yeah, he doesn't like the paladin in front of him. And he hits. Now, you can use your reaction if you want to shield block. What that would do is it would take 2 points of damage. The first 2 points would go against the shield, and it would dent it, but at least you would get those 2 points, and then any other damage excess would go against you. So it's up to you.
That's a heavy steel shield, right?
Oh, yeah.
What would you do, Joe?
I was trying to figure out the dent thing. Steel actually has a hardness of 9.
Oh, so yeah, you're right then. Whatever the hardness shows is what it... I thought it was normally
You would
2.
have to do 9 to dent it. So
Yeah,
I'd
that's
say
correct. You're right. You're absolutely right.
All right, so this is one where I have to do something, right?
No, I mean, I don't think we have anything coded for that. So what we can do is, I think I'll roll the damage and I'll just take it off you up to 9. I'm not sure. Oh, you know what? I guess I could do a -9. Let me do that. Well, but if I do that, then it might heal you. Yeah, we'll just roll the damage and I'll deal with it. There might be a better way, but here we go.
You just roll damage without a target and then apply the damage if needed.
That's true. It's probably a better way. So it's 3. So yes, so damage absorbed, and you used your reaction, so I can make a note of that.
Yep.
But other than that, you're good. Perfect. And that was number, what attack was that for him? That was Gonna go back and look. I think that was his first attack, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it
it
was
looks like
too.
it was. Okay. All right, so he's gonna roll swing again, but at minus. And of course, let me see if that hits since I didn't target you. And that's a miss. And his third attack, which he's gonna swing wildly at. He misses again. He screams. He's not happy. Kren.
Okay, Kren is going to concentrate on the spell, so that's one action, right?
Let me look at your spell again. I thought it said took 2, but maybe it is 1. Let me read it again.
Well, the spell takes 3, but does the concentration take those same 3 actions?
No.
Or is it just concentrating as a 1?
It's concentrating. I just don't remember if that. Let me just look at yours. Darn it! I don't see it on your character sheet. Let's say it takes just have it take 1 action for now.
Okay,
I don't
so I'm going
remember,
to
so go
concentrate
for it.
on my first action, and then on my second action, I'm going to use 2 actions to cast Chill Touch. Stand by. Ooh, no, I can't.
But it does
too
look like
far away.
concentrate is 1 action, so you're at least good with that.
Okay, all right. So I guess I'm gonna have to get a little closer. And so I will move to here as my second action.
Were you checking for traps when you did that? I'm just kidding.
No.
I'm just kidding. Keep going.
And as my third action, is there a way to signify on your character sheet that you haven't reloaded the
crossbow?
you know, I want to shoot my crossbow, but then how do I remember that I didn't reload it? Like, there's no way to.
Those are things I'm gonna have to think about. What, how can I put some notes on the character sheets right now?
Actually, what I
don't
can
know.
do, there's a yeah, I know how to do it. There's a. Oh no, never mind. All right, well, we'll worry about that
You
later.
have to remember it.
What the fuck, man? All right, I'm gonna shoot now. Are we doing anything like we do in my games where if you shoot through a guy, there's a penalty, or what are we doing?
Oh yeah. So where are you?
Or Pathfinder have line of sight and cover and all that?
It does, and he would be screened, which would be a -1. So it would basically be a -1 to shoot to him, to number 8.
Slug's only like 3 feet tall, right?
He's medium, isn't he? Oh, he's small. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll give it to you.
small.
And I don't remember if it's 1 or well, anyway. I'll give it to you straight up.
So -1, okay.
No.
So
no,
in
no
that
minus.
case, I'm gonna.
No minus is what I'm saying. He's
No
small enough.
I already put it in the.
All right.
Okay. Okay. So now I'm gonna shoot him. And did I? Oh fuck! I missed him anyway.
You missed
Well,
him.
that's just a bunch of shit. Okay, so I'm done.
Where's
But
it?
now Mr. 2 Actions
Yeah.
is gonna do some shit,
Where's inspiration when you need it?
right?
Are you guys good?
So
I know
Mr.
we're at the top of the hour. Do you guys want to finish this battle? Is everybody good, or do we want to? Are we okay?
Yep.
Yeah, we can finish.
Okay.
I'm gonna do 2 light picks.
Oh,
Oh,
Do you have is it a fumble crit table?
no,
Okay.
no.
And my other action.
Nice.
Yeah.
You pick him.
Take that, bitch.
got a
Fucking
1.
1 again. God. And then I can't pass his turn, but he's done.
Splug.
I like this summon monster at first level,
That is cool.
and it's a cantrip. No, I'm just kidding.
It ain't as good as the 3-action heal spell, though.
Let's
Right?
do it. Heal those goblin.
All right. So let's go ahead and I can move through my comrade if I'm not mistaken, right?
Correct. I don't even think there's any difficult terrain. Yes, you can.
All right. So sorry, Benz. Looks like you're doing good. I'm going to go ahead and move here. And then to here, that'll be 5, 10, 15.
David Middleton just stacked tokens. What kind of a bullshit?
That. All right. So with my second action, wow, you guys are killing me with. Well, you're okay. Let's just go ahead and do. Oh, let's do 2 attacks on this goblin.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here we go. First attack on Goblin Warrior 4.
Oh!
Fellow brethren, you stink. He goes down.
Goes down.
So my third one, I look over at Ragnar and say, Ragnar, the second son of Ragnar the first, your melee skills are not as gifted as my Sand Ray Scimitar, and I move over to the final goblin for a finishing attack next round.
I was going to say
Flanking.
what?
Yep, now we get flanking.
There is flanking.
So add
Is there
plus
flanking?
2 bends. There is flanking, and it is not optional.
Yeah, it's
Monsters can flank too, so
So basically, it makes them flat-footed, is what it does. So so
Nice.
they would be -2. So yeah. Or I'm sorry, their AC would be -2. All right, Benz, you are up, and you can add a +2 modifier to your attack, or you can just click on the modifier plus or minus at the top and click flat-footed on your attack.
All right. Well, I'll do the +2. I hope.
Okay.
Maybe.
Wow,
Okay.
I've
Well,
had
I
pretty good
thought I
rolls.
could.
You have, Dave.
You have.
That was our first crit, was it not?
It was.
Or no, because the
Oh well,
the ooze was immune to criticals. I remember.
Zell, are you doing it in the modifier at the bottom and it's not working?
Yeah, I was trying to, but that.
Yeah,
wasn't
mine wasn't
doing
working either. I
anything.
finally, I
Okay.
did get it to work, but it was a lot of trouble.
I just
This
got it.
modifier thing in the upper right though, that looks nice. I like that.
Yeah, you can just do that and click on
very
flat-footed, Zell, either one.
Modifier thing. And then
So
upper
at the
right.
very plus minus at the very top right of your screen, like off above the shields, like above characters, back,
Aha.
and just yeah, there you go.
All right. Well, I feel like I can take him this round, so I will not raise the shield this time.
Okay.
I like
If
it.
you can't do it, I'll finish him off for you next round with another crit.
Nice. Ooh, ouch.
oh
Okay,
boy,
well,
you
I'm
might
not
need
going to
my
do it
help.
like that.
But make sure to click flat-footed again before you swing your second attack.
All right.
Oh. Yeah, those
Oh.
second and third attacks are harder.
Well, Splug, I think you're going to have to get him after all.
Oh. Well, Ragnar still can go there.
Yeah, Ragnar isn't more likely to hit.
All right, I will move into Benz's square and take a couple swipes at the warrior.
Okay.
Can you do that in Pathfinder? You can make an attack from an ally square.
I'll look at it
As
later.
long as you
I don't-
immediately exit.
I think
within the
so.
move.
Yeah, okay.
So you can
Yeah,
attack
I
once
have-
and then get out.
I have enough movement to do that if I need to.
Well, you have to do a move action and then
Oh,
attack.
that's right.
Back. You have one attack.
Yeah, so that's right, because it's going to take you another action to move, because you can't break up your move. But you could do it for one attack. You could do one attack.
I won't use the flanking. I'll just stay where I'm at,
Okay.
so I can get 2 attacks. Let me remove flat-footed. And here's 2 attacks.
It's a whole different strategy.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Somebody's gonna wish they raised their shield.
Yep.
And that was everything.
All right.
Splug, it's on you.
All right.
Your
He's
hockey stick.
still attacking Benz. He swings his first
Down
one.
goes Frazier.
Misses.
Oh,
Second swing. Oh, man. He misses.
nice.
Third swing.
That's good.
Wild. And he misses. Damn.
I like it.
So I'm envisioning a kind of dancing here with this little goblin, since neither one of us can hit each other.
Exactly. All right, Kren.
Okay, so I'm going to use my first action to concentrate.
Okay.
I am going to use a screened attack with my bow.
Yep.
Do it.
Nice. You hit.
Yeah. And the
Oh,
wizard
yeah.
fucking takes him down.
Very nice.
All right.
Well, we're past the hour, so I think it's a good time to stop. We can kind of look around and do everything next time. But that was fun. I actually enjoyed that. What'd you guys think overall?
That was super fun.
Okay.
I really like. There's a couple things that are gonna take a bit to get used to, but I really like the different strategies, the 3-move economy. I think this is super fun.
Did it help? I actually set up additional Syrinscape sounds where it would be loud at the beginning, and then I clicked on a different button that I created to reduce the sound during combat.
Yeah, no, that's great because then
Okay.
it doesn't get overwhelmed. You don't want to get sick of it because Syrinscape sounds are so cool, but you don't want to outstay your welcome with it, right?
Okay, I just didn't know if you noticed that or if that helped or if that was
Yeah, that was good.
good. Awesome, guys.
I
Well,
did notice a lot of the map is revealed. I don't know if you have the fog of war. kind of
It
thing.
was intentional. I kind of
He's-
yeah.
Yeah, he said in the beginning that the gal gave us a sketch, and so we knew the whole place.
Oh, okay,
You knew
cool.
most of it. Yeah, there's only some sections that she doesn't know about. So
All he's got to do is hit in the upper right hand corner, just hit the dynamic lighting. It'll automatically.
Yeah, that's not your
Nice. Well, cool, guys. Well,
Dynamic
thanks.
lighting.
And Zell, I'll catch up with you and let's figure out a time to create your character so you'll have your ranger the next time we play. But I think we'll be able to finish in one more session. So I think this will be 2 sessions. I think that'll be perfect.
Perfect.
Well, thanks, guys.
All right.
That was super
Good
fun.
times, everybody.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, thanks everybody. It was fun to play.
Good. I'm glad you got to play, man.
All right.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
See you all next week.
All right.
Have a good night.
Thanks, everybody. I
Night.
hope you enjoyed that first one. That was
Night.
a lot of fun.